day one price ride tickets, plus free parking this year. Save money and enjoy a smoother experience. Visit NorthGeorgiaStateFair.com for daily deals and discover why we were voted Best Festival and Family Amusement 7 years in a row. That's NorthGeorgiaStateFair.com.
Friends, I'm getting my tickets. Are you? The North Georgia State Fair is more than an event. It's a tradition. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, XTRA 106.3.
Yes. You know, whenever I'm driving along in my car and I have this programmed into my radio thing so that if it ever shows up anywhere in the Sirius XM thing, it'll alert me, and I always play it. I always go right to it just because it makes me feel good. I hope it makes you feel good, too. Look out, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick producer, sports rec tour extraordinaire. And the mechanical mangler at your controls, as always, Flounder. And it's Letterman Friday. Anything goes, and all I know is it's Friday. And I'm in love with just walking around. Anyway, it's 30, almost 3:04. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Coming up, we'll talk about the latest in the crimes and arrest. And it goes to 12. It goes to 12 on Saturday. Yes, it does. Spinal Tap. There's now like an interview or a documentary or thing about making a spinal tap. And it got some funny stuff. We'll talk about that. We got a lot of newsy stuff, and we have Letter Rip Friday with things like Pete's tweets, and we have Flounder's Funnies, and we have Neil Borts at 4 o'clock, which will be fun. See what's going on with him. And a million things. Weekend plans. What's going on with you? Again, our number 404-741-1230 if you would like to join us. Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Macon, sir? Weekend plans. A big time Charlie here, sir?
Something's dead.
What died? Something, what didn't untie her, or what do you mean?
Something out in the woods is dead.
If you drag her out in the woods, well, what do you mean, sir? A bad stench of some kind?
Yeah, you can smell that stench. It's unmistakable, and it's out there somewhere. And I didn't look for it because I didn't want to know what it was.
Well, you would think there'd be buzzards around or crows. I mean, there are a lot of animals eat carcasses. You'd think you'd see a little ruckus going on out there. I'm kind of surprised birds aren't getting it. Huh?
It's deep in the woods.
Oh.
Deep.
Well, you should go investigate.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, this weekend, that's what I'll do. And I'll be here Monday when they're looking for me.
Yeah. Well, and of course, big sports weekend as this fiction, the really big time beginning, started really last night. And boy, speaking of that, we're going to be talking about what happened at that Eagles game in Dallas quite a bit. Anyway, Pete Davis.
In Philadelphia.
No, I meant against Dallas, not in Dallas, obviously. We have our doors open again because, they fixed the air conditioning 2 days ago, and then it broke overnight. And so they worked on it again all day yesterday, and they fixed it, and it broke overnight. And so now they're back fixing it again. The poor bastards are right here. The ladder's right outside the window. I see them right here. They're up in the ladder, and they're going into the ceiling, and they're just something happened, and so we go anyway. You got college football and pro football, and this is like the beginning of the holy mackerel. Here we go. And now sports nuts like you guys, you sports type people probably go crazy. To me, it's a fun opportunity to kind of pick what I want to watch over the weekend to see what's on and just try to guide my occasional TV stuff. But anyway, how do you feel about this big time Charlie football weekend?
Well, not only football, but you got baseball winding up. Unfortunately, the Braves not a great ending to the season, but it's playoffs starting pretty soon. Yeah. And
playoffs.
Basketball starts. Yeah, playoffs. Basketball starts in a month or so. So holy cow!
I'm not ready for that. And Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, the lovely Veronica, what does she plan for you this weekend, sir? She told you yet?
What are we doing? We might be getting and kind of. Fixing up our mailbox is really old and outdated.
The old mailbox, outdated.
However, I enjoy doing lawn work and stuff like that.
I've done that. In fact, no, I don't want to talk about it because it's Brookhaven. Well, a guy, they were rehabbing the house, and I tore down the house and built her in palace. Anyway, while they were doing it, they were supposed to leave my mailbox alone, and somebody knocked it over and killed it, and I had to redo it myself. Well, I got a temporary one anyway, so that's my mailbox story. But I'm the one who got in the bulldozer and tore down my house when we moved down.
I remember you talking about that before.
I actually drove the bulldozer right through the front door.
You built us up with this anticipation for this mailbox story, and then it was kind of like a downer.
Well, it's the whole thing's a bad memory for Woody. So anyway, so you got the mailbox. Okay,
that we might. Since we've moved in, we have someone that does the yard like every other week. But I think we might go get a lawnmower and an edger and all that stuff. And
outstanding. So. Well, there you go. I think that's great. Honestly, I think that's great. And
some exciting stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you officially joined Suburbia.
Might go to Bed Bath and Beyond. I don't know. I just don't know.
I thought I used to go in there if you need pillowcases or pillows towels and hand towels,
pillows,
and waste baskets. I mean, it was you could either go.
Have you been there lately? There's nothing there.
I'll bet that's true.
I'm curious if it's actually still there.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an experience in Michael's the other day. I'll try to maybe talk about later on. And tried this automated crap. In fact, there's another automated crap story in the news about digital checkouts for getting food and stuff, and they have you digitally give a tip. And it has a suggested, we'll talk about that. Anyway, okay, now, first of all, it's 308 Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. I posted a couple of Facebook videos and YouTube videos, a couple which I will definitely talk about. very shortly. But first, Flounder, as we late yesterday, I mentioned as we were leaving the show that Flounder had given me a meat stick. Well, now to be clearly, Flounder. I recall, sometime during the show yesterday, of course I can't see in there because it's so dark. I mean, there's a computer screen to see, but I tend to look right in the mirror and I can't see in the window because I can't see because he keeps the light off. So, but I saw he looked like you were chewing on some kind of shish kebab, big like a stick of something, and I said, so I asked you about it, and you told me you said what?
So it's beef, smoked sausage, and it's American Wagyu.
All right, now I've never heard of that. I mean, the only thing I know is Slim Jims. That's all I knew as a kid. Was Slim Jim.
It's a premium Slim Jim.
Yeah. So now the Slim Jim everybody knows Slim Jims. Yes. They still have every gas station, I guess, has had. I mean, that's where we used to get them, wasn't it? The gas stations.
When I worked at a gas station, that was my breakfast. A Slim Jim, a can of Gatorade, and a Hostess cupcake.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so Flounder had to be one of these things yesterday, and so I took it home last night, and so I will now give you my review of Flounder's official meat stick. Now, this was Mrs. Flounder's idea, the lovely Veronica.
No, I mean, we get them at Costco, and they're delicious.
But didn't she? Well, I thought maybe isn't she a big fan of these, or did she got you to try them?
Too. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So I got home, and I'm sitting down, and I've gotten a little thing there, and napkins and stuff, and I go, and I cut the top off of that thing, and oh God.
Yeah?
That may have been one of the worst odors it was. And I said, "Don't give up! Don't give up!" It was like pepper and poison juice going right into my nose. Okay, so I said, "No, don't give up." Flounder made this. He's talking about it, so don't quit yet. Go ahead and try it. So I take the thing out, try to peel it out of the plastic wrapper, and then I feel it in my hands. My fingers already start to burn from the septic acid, which I think they coat these things with. And then I realized I tried to chew it, and I could barely get through the I guess the meat-like substance they call the skin on the damn thing from the outside. And I took one bite, I swear to God. I went running for the big wastebasket in the kitchen.
Does it have gravy on it?
Oh, God. It was
one of the big fan of the meat stick,
it was horrible. I mean, it was like the spices were like, going in saying, nah, 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 wow, eating my tongue. Oh, it was horrible.
All right, well, bring it back.
You almost, if you'd have been around, you'd have got it almost. Oh, anyway, I teased the joke a little, thank you, but man, it was horrible. I mean,
I would have thought you were big fan of the meat stick.
No, I look like it, sure. Now, I mean, I look like the kind of guy who, but so thank you for offering. It was very sweet of you and Mrs. Flounder, Veronica, to offer. But oh my God, I guess I'm just not a. Now, I'll bet I'd feel the same way about a Slim Jim. It was just for some reason, that spicy kind of peppery grease, and the grease on my fingers, it was like this orange poison sauce on my Anyway, but other than that, it was it looked good. The wrapper was good. Anyway, also, let's see, coming up. Great minds think alike. I'm not embarrassed about this at all. When I got home last night, I rewound and got part of the Fox News coverage of the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. testimony, which I had heard about and stuff when we covered the story, but I didn't really see much of it. And I look at the video and I realized, oh my God, who is that beautiful girl on the left of the screen watching very intently at his testimony, like a sweet little young lady of some kind. I mean, she was just stunningly attractive. I mean, not like a bombshell, pinup kind of thing, but just a beautiful woman, beautiful hair, and just she had one of those like love chin things going for her. And so I did a Facebook video and I posted it. Come to find out, Greg Gutfeld felt the same way, apparently. I didn't see his show, but apparently Greg Gutfeld spent time last night on his show late at night saying, who's that beautiful woman? Turns out it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s daughter. And Pete told me her name is Kick. K-I-C-K.
Well, Kara, and that's her nickname, Kick. Yeah,
Kick Kennedy, and she married, or how old? We don't. She probably looked like 25ish or something,
she's
maybe.
A fashion designer is what she
God,
is.
she's beautiful. I mean, did you see her? Did you know who I'm talking about? Did you ever see this? She's just a very pretty, really a beautiful woman. And I wondered who the heck it was. I couldn't imagine it was one of his staff members, but it could have been. Who knows? There are a lot of babes in Washington working for congressmen. So officials. Anyways, I thought that was funny. But a great mountain thing like Greg Gutfeld said, "Yeah, who's that babe next to Kennedy?" Just like the Kimmer. So anyway, but that was one of my Facebook posts, and we got others coming up. All right, 3:14, Let Her Rip Friday. If you'd like to join us, what's on your mind? How's your weekend? What do you think? Go Braves! All right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, look out, look out, look out.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream XTRA 106.3 in crystal clear digital with the all-new XTRA 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time, or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Borts, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
So in goes the latest of my medical records into my safe. And if you don't have a safe, Atlanta Safe House is here to help. Atlanta Safe House. Reminder, there's always something special going on. Rebates and sales, and especially this time of year, back to school stuff and businesses booming and things like that. Atlanta Safe House, and don't forget, no sales tax on gun safes. Gun safes, big gun safes and pistol safes, and they have safes. You can put bows and arrows in there, and the file organizers and things like me with my medical records, which I didn't have down in Florida with my safe. Anyway, I got all that stuff now. Atlanta Safe House, taking care of your stuff. The biggest names, the top names, Browning, that was my first gun safe, as I recall, decades ago. American Security, Fort Knox. And by the way, they only use off-duty police, firefighters, and military folks to deliver your safe to your home or office or wherever, because you can trust them. Barrel racks and file organizers, jewelry safes, they can build you a family storm shelter. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. Look them up, see what they can offer you right now up there in the showroom in Acworth on Industrial Boulevard, on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
September is Fan Appreciation Month at Truist Park. The fun begins as the Seattle Mariners come to town. September 5th through the 7th. The weekend includes live music before the game, as well as Grunge Night and Flannel Fest, all on Friday the 5th. Come dressed in your best 90s or grunge gear, and you may win free tickets to another game. To round out the weekend on Sunday the 7th, the first 3,000 kids will receive a beaded necklace, just like you see the players repping on the field.
Swung on, hit high and deep to left field. And that is gone! Home run! Braves lead!
Then, Dansby Swanson and the Cubs roll into town. September 8th through the 10th, presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Fans can enjoy 2 gate giveaways, including the Michael Harris II scooter bobblehead, presented by Xfinity, followed by the replica jersey giveaway, presented by Coke. See all of the fun this September and get your tickets at Braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Pete Davis here, and football is back. Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right here, right now in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, passing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And you can start with as little as $1. I play too. This weekend, I'm looking at the Buccaneers at the Falcons with Bijan Robinson to go higher on his rushing and receiving touchdown projections, and Bucs receiver Mike Evans to go higher on his receiving yards. Always plays well against the Falcons. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. You can be next. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Metashare. Maybe you've heard joining Metashare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. Metashare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so Yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey, how'd you like to be that guy in prison for 27 years and they realized, oh, the wrong guy? I don't know if I can forgive or forget, but I'd be calling David Van Sant. I got to tell you this. Talking about you do something for you, a personal injury. Holy cow. David Van Sant is a personal injury lawyer who is so good at this that they have him on the super lawyers list in Georgia for years and years, and that's big time Charlie. He's also one of the top 100 trial lawyers. He's on that list, too, in Georgia because he knows what he's doing. He gets his job done. He used to work for insurance companies, and so he knows insurance companies, and they have their tables and charts and graphs, and so does David, and he knows all the deals, and when they see his name, they know he tends to win, so they're going to probably pay more than they want to because they really hate that when they see his name pop up because he tends to win for good reason. Insurance is complicated. Complaints are complicated. He's a personal injury lawyer. If you've been wronged, not just car and truck and motorcycle accidents, but if you've been wronged, David Van Sant, your guy. Remember, you're number one, because if you don't win, he doesn't win. Here's that number, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
And here's what Democrats are afraid of. Washington, D.C., under the control of Donald Trump, may suddenly become safe.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Another one bit the dust, all right. But he shall live forever in space. Yes, 2016, an asteroid named after Freddie Mercury. It marked what would have been Freddie Mercury's 70th birthday in 2016. The Queen frontman had his name attached to Asteroid 17473. Wait a minute, he got 17473? Oh man. Anyway, it was discovered in 1991, the year that he died. Queen guitarist Brian May told the gathering of 1,200 fans at Montreux Casino in Switzerland that the asteroid would now be known as Asteroid 17473 Freddie Mercury. Boy, the poetry alone is...
Wow, yeah, I really regret putting that one on today's music.
Wow, that was... It's all good. It's freaking Friday. I mean, sure, Neil Bort's going to join us 4 o'clock. We got Peach, Tweet, Flounder. We got sports. We're going to talk spitting here in a minute. And we got a lot. We're having fun. I hope you can join us. 404-741-1230. And as we continue the actual program. Our birthday list includes that naughty Rose McGowan. 52, Little Miss Me Too, the Miss hashtag Me Too. Rose McGowan standing up for the rights of women everywhere. Harvey Rapestein's Slayer. Marilyn Manson's see-through gal pal. Hashtag Me Too. She was Paige on Charmed, although I like that little Piper. Who was that little Piper? That little love chin, the little chubby one?
Holly Marie
Combs, yes. We like that little Piper girl.
Liked them all.
Oh, I saw Paige. She was Tatum in Scream, and Cherry, the zombie-fighting stripper with a machine gun leg in Grindhouse. God, what the hell kind of movie? She was a zombie-fighting stripper, and one of her legs was a machine gun. All right, sir? And Grindhouse, Rose McGowan, 52. Wow, yes, sir. We
got Joey on the horn.
Joey on the horn. What's going on? Welcome, Joey. What's happening?
Thank God.
Cameron, what's happening, my man?
Yeah, great to have you aboard, man. What's happening? What's it? What you got?
Hey, I listen to y'all. I listen to y'all's replay every night, and have been for the last 10 years. Even through y'all's little podcast during COVID, I supported y'all and did the best I could.
Well, thank you, thank you. I'm
true
we're all flattered. Really, I'm serious from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, sir, very much. We tried our best.
Well,
and you helped.
Y'all have a kick butt show, and there's so much I could really say as far as what I enjoy. But I guess probably one of my favorite parts is when, like last night, I can't remember what topic y'all was on. And then Pete says, He said, you took a whole segment of Steve Irwin. And he says, you took the death of somebody, Steve Irwin, and made a whole segment of it. He says, I love it when Pete picks at you. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, I love it, too. Yeah, especially when he says I'm really doing a crappy job and, no one wants to hear what I'm saying. Stuff like that. That to me is probably the freaking highlights. That along with, well, you're no longer a threat to anybody. I never, luckily, they don't stick to me. So it's not like, when Flounder says, for God's sakes, move on. Things like that. It has no effect on me at all.
It's the job of a producer
exactly,
to put the talent in line.
Exactly. That's the whole method for it. Yes, sir.
Well, y'all keep that little halftime show y'all got going on, too, when he says about what you're not doing as opposed to what Flounder's picked for you. That right there gets me wound up. I laugh hard. It's hilarious. And I wish Flounder would play the when Steve calls in, Steve, I like hearing that.
Oh, my ears go crazy. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it.
Steve.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to the point. I know y'all got a show to run.
Take your time. We're just here anyway. Here, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I got some suggestions about your OnlyFans page.
Oh, good. All right, sir. Please. Yeah, great. We're thinking of doing the Kimmer's OnlyFans for the show. Yes, sir.
Well, I'll drop some serious coin on the two requests. I'd like to see Pete Davis and Flounder blowing bubbles while you're washing your chopper in a two-piece.
Okay. What kind of money we talking here? I'm in.
and then riding bareback on a horse on the
the last time. The last horse I rode, and God bless my Jack the Goodbye, I know forgave me. The last horse I rode was that beautiful black Frisian Apollo, who was such a sweet horse. And I was on him bareback, and I wanted to take some video of it, and so I reached behind me in my left hand back pocket, and as I turned like this and went, oh crap, and I was joinking, and I just slid right the hell off him on my ass. And thank God, Apollo's he's a beautiful Frisian black horse log. Anyway, so he just stood there, basically laughing at me. When some lady from the barn said, "Are you all right?" But that's the last horse I rode bareback and fell off him trying to reach for my phone in my back pocket like an idiot. Anyway, so I could do that again. I could try again.
Well, one more thing, and I'll let y'all go.
Right.
One of my other favorite segments is the Rick the Painter when he comes in and talks about his little corny joke.
Yeah, we missed him a couple days now. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I hope he's all right.
And then Pete follows up with his stuff. And y'all just crack me up the whole time, dude. Y'all got a great show.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. You have a great weekend, and keep playing. Thank you. Keep it really. We appreciate it. We appreciate it very much.
Yes, sir.
You kind of forget that there's. Really people who and we take what we do just because we do this, and it is fun. I mean, it's challenging, and it takes, the problem with a show like this is at this time of day, you have to work all day to get ready for at the end of your day for the most important part of the show. So you can't just, take the work home and get it done tomorrow if you're in an office. So, have to get fire up and then be your best at the very end of your entire work effort. But so it's fun. I mean, we do it, and we don't really think about the fact that some people actually do, think it's enjoyable anyway. Who knows? Anyway, thank you. All I'm saying is thank you. All right, 326, Kimmer, Pete, and Philander. Oh, okay, here we go. Let me tell you, in fact, we're going to play Janine Pirro in a little bit here. Also, we're going to talk about the spitting thing and the Hyundai plant raid. By the way, they had a warrant. This was not just some random thing of ICE agents, by the way. The Hyundai plant near Savannah, near Savannah. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. First of all, on this day in history, this relates to one of the videos I put on Facebook and YouTube last night, and that was me with my Winchester Model 94 30-30 deer rifle. Well, it's not it's a rifle. We just call them deer rifles. And I bought that with my friend Pete Rice, and he bought a 30-06 from the same store in 1962. And we used to go shoot woodchucks up at our friend Brenda Johnson's farm place so the woodchucks' holes wouldn't break the horses' legs. Anyway, stuff like that. And I bought that Winchester in 1962 when I was 16 years old, and it was at least 10 years old when I bought it. So the thing's got to be like 75, 80 years old. I haven't fired it in 63 years. I don't even have any shells for it anymore, but I still have it. But anyway, when the story of that Winchester, that's originally how I got it. And ironically, the reason I pulled it out of my area, my house, to show it on video was because last night on the Sci-Fi Channel, there was a movie called Winchester, which is based on a real-life event, which is today's history segment right now at 3:28 from 1922. This is how it fits together. And by the way, we'll talk about my underpants, and my room was clean. Thank you very much. Some of the reaction I got. First, 1922. First of all, in September of 1862, Sarah Lockwood Pardee married William Winchester, the heir to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. In 1873, the Winchester Rifle Model 73, the gun that won the West, was released. In 1880, Oliver Winchester passed away, leaving the company to William. 3 months later, William died of tuberculosis, so now the widow Sarah inherited the family's fortune worth about $20 million then in 1922, and nearly 50% of the Winchester Repeating Arms stock. In 1886, Sarah purchased a 2-story farmhouse in San Jose, California, became the start of a 36-year home project known as the Winchester Mystery House. Pardon me. One could blame all the construction on a Boston medium who was supposedly channeling Sarah's hate and her late husband. The story goes his spirit encouraged Sarah to move out west, continuously build up a home big enough to hold her and all of the victims' spirits who had been shot by a Winchester rifle. The mystery house contained 161 rooms, 47 fireplaces, 13 bathrooms, 2 basements, 3 elevators, windows made from 10,000 panes of glass, 2,000 doors. It is said that Sarah slept in a different room every night to prevent the spirits from finding her. Sarah died on this day in 1922. In April 1923, John and Maine Brown bought the home and began to offer tours of the property. It is still a popular tourist attraction today. The house was partially used for the filming of the 2018 Helen Mirren film Winchester, which was on the Sci-Fi Channel last night.
Dad and I toured it back in the 90s.
Did you? Really?
San Jose, yeah.
Was it? I mean, it had to be unbelievable, spectacular.
It's a beautiful house, but there are stairways that go nowhere.
Yeah.
Just go to a wall, and there's rooms that you really can't get into. You just kind of look into, and it's just a bizarre place to go to.
She said, keep building, just keep building. Hold all the
massive
spirits. Anyway, 3:30. How you doing, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder? How's your Friday? Join us if you like. We got Neil Borts in a little less than half an hour. We're rounding up here on Roundup Friday, right there. Giddy up, go, little darling. Come on in and shake a howdy. Oh my God, I've had a flashback. K-Hat Radio, country. Oh no, that's a Kimmer. No, they call me Todd. Kim's a girl's name. Yeah.
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Borts, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
All right, you get that lawn done, that backyard planted, maybe a little pool decks, and it's a Stovall and Company, your wholesale landscaping supply company, family business. I love these folks. You know, Paul and the boys been, well, the whole family, really. Their wife probably answered the phone. 11 locations, latest one up there in Canton, and they have all those trees and shrubs and bushes, and they have irrigation systems and sprinklers. And by the way, if you're doing an outdoor kitchen or putting in concrete stuff like that, they can take care of that too. And if you need something and they don't have it, they can tell you where else to get it, even if they lose the sale. Look them up, StovallInc.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check them out online at atlturfco.com.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
I support PragerU because they're doing something extraordinary. They're preserving American history in digital form. You probably know how much I care about preserving truth. History means a lot to me, even more so fighting for what is right. It's a core value of mine. That is why I support PragerU. Like modern-day clay pots, they're safeguarding the truth. Truths that have been hidden away in our classrooms so our children and now grandchildren can be indoctrinated with progressive ideals to destroy our republic. PragerU videos reach millions of people every single day, especially young people. And they're changing minds at scale, and I've seen it. I've talked to the kids. I've talked to my kids about it. It works. I would like to invite you to be a part of this. Nobody else can do this. Nobody else is doing this, and it's working. Together, we can give America's kids the truth they deserve. If history in the classroom matters to you, would you help PragerU? If you want to make an impact on the next generation, go to PragerU.com/Glenn and donate. PragerU.com/Glenn. PragerU.com/Glenn.
The legend Neil Borts. He's only on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
I just want to tell you about a group of people running around loose in this country. These people actually believe the earth is flat. How stupid some people in our country are. You have to look out for them and stay the hell out of their way.
Atlanta Talk radio legends are only on Extra 106.3.
Howdy, how you doing? Let Her Rip Friday. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 106.3, the farm of Atlanta. WFOM, the only radio station in Atlanta doesn't really suck. Was Stevie Nicks the one who refused to go on the David Letterman show? And he used to make fun of her? You might, Flounder, you ever watch Pete, you never watched, I guess you didn't watch him. You're probably too young, Flounder.
I remember Letterman.
Every once in a while, he would have, for some reason, he had asked her to come on the show, and she wouldn't do it for some reason, so he would have a picture of her, and on his desk, he'd say, and another night, Stevie Nicks won't come on my show, or something like that. It was a damn, I don't know why. It was just some silly feud, and I think it was talking about Stevie Nicks. Anyway, 1981, Stevie went to #1 American album chart with Belladonna, featuring Stop Dragging My Heart Around with Tom Petty, Leather and Lace with Don Henley, Edge of 17, and After the Glitter Fades. That's Stevie Nicks there, 1981, I think there. All right, hold on. Excuse me. And our birthday list includes Dweezil Zappa. Dweezil is 56, late Frank Zappa's kid. And is he doing anything? Anybody know anything about Dweezil Zappa these days? Is he a musician or doing anything? I wonder. His name's still in the news.
Who knows?
Pretty exciting. And now Dweezil Zappa. Well, now seriously, his name's, if you look up a birthday list, if you Google birthdays on September 5th, his name will be on every freaking list that comes in on the internet, about 9,000 of them. So how come? Because he used to be known as Frank Zappa's kid named Dweezil and Moon Unit and stuff like that. But isn't that funny that it's just, for whatever reason, he's always on there. He's a celebrity just because he is. So which is good, fine. Anyway, excuse me, hold on, I'm going to turn this off.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. Well, it's just
3.5 years and you figured out the cough button.
Now, see, here we go. For example, now you're going to get Joey calling back again saying, you feel like your freaking bingo card. We got one more category. Anyway, sorry. And now, well, you're right. And again, I just, boy, if I got examples of when I should have hit the mute button anyway. 1877 was on this day. Oglala Sioux leader Crazy Horse bayoneted by an American soldier while resisting confinement in a guardhouse at Fort Robinson, Nebraska. Crazy Horse a year earlier was among the Sioux leaders, defeated George Armstrong Custer's 7th Cavalry at the Battle of the Little Bighorn in Montana. 265 members of the 7th Cav were killed, including Custer, the worst defeat of the U.S. Army in its long history of warfare with Native Americans. After the victory at Little Bighorn, the Army forces led by Colonel Nelson Miles pursued Crazy Horse and his followers. His tribe suffered from cold and starvation. In May of 1877, Crazy Horse surrendered to General George Crook at the Red Cloud Indian Agency in Nebraska. He was sent to Fort Robinson, where he got in a fight with soldiers who were trying to put him in a cell. He fought them, and one of the soldiers stabbed him to death with a bayonet. Crazy Horse. Dead on this day in 1877. Okie Kimmer Pete and Flounder, 339. 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. We got Neil Borts at 4 o'clock. Let's see. We're definitely going to talk about that spitting thing coming up here shortly. But first of all, some very exciting news. Hold on, I got to get Mr. Phone now because I got a news story on Mr. Phone. Here we go. Open up for me, you dirty... Oh, here we go. Mr. Phone and Janine. Headlines, Janine Pirro. Here we go. Just announced today, 2 teenagers arrested in the murder of the Capitol Hill intern. They're looking for number 3. The 2 men arrested today for murdering the Capitol Hill intern. The 2 of them are 17. They're both 17. Jalen Lucas and Kevin Thomas, both suspects charged with murder while armed, first-degree murder under D.C. law. They'll be tried as adults. Unfortunately, the jurisdiction does not allow them the death penalty. They're juveniles and violent records. In fact, here's now U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro talking about whether they're juveniles or not. Justice needs to be done. Flounder, if you will, sir. Janine Pirro right here with talking and mentioning and discussing things and being part of the program on Friday.
Right now, 2 individuals have been arrested, and this is a critical step toward justice. But our work is not done as we continue to seek a 3rd suspect in this case. Charges have been filed against 2 individuals, a 17-year-old juvenile by the name of Jalen Lucas. He's a juvenile, now charged in adult court. Another 17 years old, Kelvin Thomas Jr., another juvenile being charged in adult court. Both of them charged with murder while armed under the D.C. Code 22-2101, which is murder in the first degree.
Pirro says she's advocated for jurisdiction over juveniles 14, 15, 16, and 17. Need to be brought into criminal court so we can prosecute them, because if we do, we prevent the murder that happened here based upon histories of these 2 and the 3rd kid we're looking for that she can't talk about. A 3rd, oh, hey, babe, oh, my, look at you. Oh, Lordy. Look at your, oh, gosh, she's like got a white prom dress on. Oh, and cowboy boots. Oh, my God. She's got, well, I won't be able to sleep tonight. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. That's my, oh, my goodness. Our sweet, well, you know, I mean, she's she lets me call her baby, and she's very sweet, and I left her cookie on her desk today. And she's wearing this beautiful little long white dress, so sweet summertime like white dress, and cowboy boots. Anyway, so she says hello when she's leaving and stuff. Anyway, Janine, Bright City Future, serve these bastards. The kid didn't deserve to die. And by the way, she said the D.C. Council thinks these kids need to be protected. They don't need to be protected. They need to be made accountable. We need to be protected. This killing underscores why we need the authority to prosecute these younger kids, because they're not kids, they're criminals. And under D.C. law rather than federal, the 2 suspects could not get the death penalty, which Donald Trump wants. 352. I mean, holy smokeroonies. Okay, a quick
42.
thing.
42. What did I say? 52.
Well, I was 10 minutes off.
Not by much, but hey.
I got to stop this day drinking. I'm thinking about drinking. I'm thinking about starting to drink. Honestly, I'm not a drinker. I'm a terrible drinker, and I really don't like the taste of, straight booze, really. However, I have in the past, I've enjoyed things. And I got to think of myself about taking a little teeny little thing of really, really fine scotch or brandy or something at night while I'm, getting ready to kind of calm down and stuff.
Oh, you need a little taste.
Yeah.
I do that with bourbon.
Yeah. Put it in Coke.
Yeah. Candace and her brother are really big bourbon fans.
But I was thinking about just doing just straight the stuff that's so you can almost gargle with it. It's so smooth, really.
Oh, rye. I like rye. I want it to burn.
Yeah.
I like old Overholt.
Yeah.
It gets right to it. By the way, at this point in your life, I think you're more of a box of wine guy.
Give me the IV. if I can pick it up cheap at Publix,
they have boxes of them. They'll carry them out to your car.
I don't think I've ever had box wine, but it's really,
it's really good.
They say it's a good
have,
wine.
Black box. You can get them. I mean, if you go to Publix, they have them there. If you go to the wine section, but they've got the red wine's really good.
And by the way, I think
it's good up for 4 weeks.
I think the experts even now agree that wine with a screw top lasts longer with freshness than a cork.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Is that amazing?
But it's not as cool. It doesn't impress the chicks as much.
I love, let me get that. And you take the wrapping off like you're getting like a wrapper off of something else, just getting it ready, take the wrapper off here, and then I'll just squeeze. There's
one time when me and Candace first started dating, she was making dinner at her place, and I brought a bottle of wine open, and I started to open it, and I screwed it up to where the
cork broke.
The cork broke, and then she had to come over and help, and it was just,
well, that's joint night feeding. Well, then you got to pot it down to the bottle and then pour it into a canter.
It's very. What you do is basically you put a wet towel over it, and you put it in the sink. And it'll open every time, and you're never embarrassed.
Yeah,
it always will open up that way.
Well, I always did my
Or you
special.
take a saber and you just cut off the top of the bottle.
Well, my favorite one was to take the top and slam it against the counter of the sink. Glass flying everywhere, but the wine is still good.
Like you're launching a ship in the kitchen. Pookie, do the honors, Pookie.
It's like on Nation Cheerleader Night when we have our ice cube toss from the refrigerator into the sink. If you take 6 ice cubes in your hand and you have to throw them from the refrigerator into the sink, and all 6 have to bounce around and stay in the sink. It's kind of it's not. A lot of the girls don't have the dexterity for it. Their hands are too small.
What do they do to you when it falls out of the
Well, there's no punishment involved. There are consequences.
Oh, you don't consider it punishment.
Well, no, there are consequences.
Consequences. Retribution involved.
Vengeance. Disappointment. Unsatisfaction. Here we go again. That's just when they're leaving.
The looks. Confess.
Note cards. Anyway, 346. How's it going? Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, I just got hot in here again. It was good. The air is coming and going. I don't care. We're having fun till 6 o'clock. Braves back on ball game here tonight in town. All right, here we go. Oh, mercy.
Did you miss Neil Borts?
I am shocked.
Don't worry. He's live anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Oh, that radio show.
Did traffic cause you to miss some of the Kimmer Show? Get it on the app.
It's all the kids talk about on Monday at school.
With anytime show replays from the Kimmer, Borts, The Morning Extra, Clay and Buck, and so much more. Plus local headlines and breaking news. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I'm looking for a reliable vehicle, something for the family, but also for my daughter who's going to be driving soon. Why should I call you?
The main thing is you get to see it's a full transparency sale. What I like to do is show you the whole gamut, show you everything that's out there and everything that's available. I can get any make, any year, any model.
Financing. If I need to use it, what can you offer?
We have some of the best banks available, and we got rates starting at 4.99 from a 23 model and above. It could be a 14 model. we still have banks that will do all the financing for you at good rates in their primary banks. If you have credit issues, we still have banks that can accommodate those issues as well.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Atlanta without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Atlanta for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Atlanta is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Atlanta and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schuman Farms sweet onions. Schuman Farms is a 3rd-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schuman Farms has you covered. Look for Schuman Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schuman Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Looking to buy a firearm for home defense or personal safety? Start with True Prep, a locally owned store dedicated to education and safety. Right now, get 20% off all used guns and gear, excluding consignments, through August 31st. And if you have a firearm you're ready to sell, we buy used guns too. No pressure, just great deals and expert guidance. Visit TruePrep.com. That's TRU Prep.com to get started. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep. Come see us at 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta.
So the outside of your house is getting a little ugly, kind of like the outside of the Kimmer, I know. Well, here you go, Peach State Windows. I worked with Jeff, the owner, and his wife 25 years ago. Family business, she'll probably answer the phone. Energy Star, double-hung vinyl windows, perfect fit. Or siding, holy cow, all the top brands like Hardy Plank that I got 25 years ago. Sales to fit your budget, Peach State Windows. Sure, but so much more than windows, too. Entry doors, roof issues, they'll take care of all that stuff. 770-485-8011, peachstatewindows.com.
Having 4 kids in 4 years changed everything, especially our perspective on food.
We started paying closer attention to the things that mattered most, especially the food we were putting on our table.
We wanted better, safer, healthier. And when we couldn't find it, we took matters into our own hands. We started Good Ranchers.
We partner with local farms and ranches right here in the U.S., families who have been raising livestock the right way for generations. Hard-working men and women who care deeply about the land, their animals, and the quality of the food they produce.
We're proud to bring their legacy to your table. 100% American beef, chicken, pork, and wild-caught seafood.
And then we make it simple. We deliver it straight to your door.
Because we believe in making it easy for families like ours and yours to enjoy meat you can trust. Food that honors the American farmer. Food that brings people together.
Visit GoodRanchers.com and use code RANCH40 to get $40 off your first order, plus free meat for an entire year.
GoodRanchers.com, American meat delivered.
There we go. Friday, let her rip. Anything goes. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Neil Borts at 4 o'clock after the news going to join us. In the meantime, little Lynyrd Skynyrd for you. Here we go now. Yeah, that was Whiskey Bottle, all right, that guitarist Gary Rossington apparently had in his brand new Ford Torino. It was on this day in 1976. Lynyrd Skynyrd, guitar picker. Gary Rossington hurt in a car crash in Florida. He just bought the new Ford Torino and got liquored up and put a little drug-a-rooney in his system there and smacked into an oak tree. Luckily, he did not kill himself. So
that's what this song about right here is called, That Smell.
That smell? The smell gets around you? Is that what you said? Wow. Well, you know, giving the world one of his
it was about
lessons.
heroin addiction.
Well,
so it was about
he
beer
probably had that
instead.
too. He was alcohol
at
and
the
drugs.
beginning here, I'll play it. At the beginning of the song, he says, "Oak tree in my way."
Okay.
This would be the guitar part. Yeah, sorry.
Thanks, we didn't know.
Still a little more. See, this would be the section where
There
there's
you
no singing. This would be getting ready to sing. Here we go. Right here, now. Whiskey bottle, brand new car, oak tree in my way. Too much coke. Too much smoke. Yeah, inside you all right. And that's what happened. I'll be damned. Cool. Well, thank you, Flounder, our musical director, with a little musical story of history and a lesson to all of us now that we know that you can't take heroin and alcohol in a brand new Ford Torino. My God, man. And now your birthday list. Michael Keaton's birthday, 74 years old today. And they didn't mention the two movies that I think are particularly funny when the list came out. Michael Keaton says here, 74, Beetlejuice, Batman and the Tim, of course, all the Beetlejuice too. Beetlejuice, Batman and the Tim Burton movies, and The Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. But I also wrote down here Night Shift, which was an amusing movie with Henry Winkler and him. Other Guys, which was also a very funny movie, and Mr. Mom. And The Other Guys was on the other night. That's a really funny movie. When Marky Mark? Who's the guy, the cop who says, talking about Will Ferrell's wife, that beautiful knockout chick, and he says, who are you? You know what I mean? No, not Matt Damon. Who's the other one?
The other guy.
Yeah. Will Ferrell.
Movie you're thinking
and
of.
Mark Wahlberg.
And Mark Wahlberg, yeah. Oh, yeah, but wasn't? But Michael Keaton played one of their cop.
He was the boss who was using the TLC references.
Yeah, he played their boss. But again, and Mark, he said, "Okay, who are you?" Well, no, wait a minute. I just don't know. What are you kidding me? He said, "What the hell are you?" And he said, "No, I hate you. You're ugly." And I'm going, "What?" I mean, that's a very funny,
underrated movie.
Very really much underrated. Anyway, so Michael Keaton, anyway, is 74 years old today. So good for him. Mr. Phone. And on this day, kind of an unfortunate history note here. On this day in history in 1969, Lieutenant William Calley, charged with 6 counts of premeditated murder in the slaughter of 109 Vietnamese civilians at My Lai in March of 1968. It was a search and destroy mission. And by the way, it was called search and destroy until about 1970, and they changed the lingo. And I forgot what they called it now. It was like clear and educate or some stimulus. They didn't want to sound like they were destroying things anymore in the Vietnamization program. What a bunch of crap. Anyway, Calley himself, that was the Song Mi village in Central Lowlands, I think it was. They were search and destroy. They found only men, women, and children, old men and people, and they didn't find any bad guys particularly. So they had been frustrated because of a lot of snipers killing the troops and mines being soldiers, blowing up soldiers. So a bunch of his troops took out their anger on the villagers and started shooting them as they ran around, loaded a bunch of up near a ditch and killed them too. A warrant officer named Hugh Thompson, a scout helicopter pilot, stopped it when he landed his helicopter between the Americans and the fleeing South Vietnamese. And he confronted the soldiers and stopped them from doing anything later. That was covered up for a year or so. Calley was the only one of 14 people who were charged. The others all had their charges dismissed, including Captain Ernest Medina. He got away with everything. The only person that was sent to trial and court-martial was William Calley, the Columbus, Georgia jeweler family guy. His platoon killed 200 innocent people. He killed 22 himself, got life in prison, later reduced to 20 years by military appeals court, later reduced to 10 years by the Secretary of the Army, and then William Calley pardoned by Richard Nixon after serving about 3 years as the scapegoat of My Lai. The only guy who had to get punished for it. Anyway. Okie dokie, 3:57. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Well, now I've blown that hole. I haven't done any of the news. I was going to talk about and we were going to talk about that Hyundai plant. They had a warrant. And by the way, those people were illegal. And the guy who had the warrant said the reason we came here was not just some indiscriminate thing like you're going in the back of Walmart or something on a Sunday afternoon. He said, we had a warrant. And these guys, we were arresting other people around the state. And they were saying, oh, yeah, you ought to check out that Hyundai plant down near Savannah because that's where all the bad guys are coming from. So please, this will rounding up illegals. Yeah, get a crime syndicate. Anyway, Flounder's funny right here now.
LA's a strange place. When the pandemic started, I drove by the park in my neighborhood, and I spotted a guy sunbathing naked. I yelled, "Hey, buddy, put a mask on." I think people are sick of the masks. I saw someone today getting harassed for wearing a mask. I was at the bank. The poor guy's just trying to rob the place. My daughter graduated from college during the pandemic, and her graduation took place online. And she was so bummed out about it. Here's the thing. She went to an online university. I don't know what she's expecting, to be honest. I got in some bad habits during the pandemic. I would stay up late at night and buy things I shouldn't on Amazon. One night, late at night, I bought my hamster a Peloton. That wheel is not enough of a challenge. I had a weird thing happen a couple weeks ago. I looked out on my front porch, and I spotted a coyote. And it was kind of my fault because I'd ordered a package from Acme.
The Roadrunner. Who's that there, Flounder?
Brian Kiley.
I love Kiley, Wyoming. Wyoming. There we go. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder. Neil Borts is next after a quick news check on 106.3. What's that now?
Kylie, Wyoming?
Kylie, I don't know. Kylie,
Cody?
Coyote. Man's not well, I tell you. It's not well. Herb, look out. Borts next.
The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.
Gratitude from grieving parents. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Now that 2 suspects have been arrested in the death of congressional intern Eric Tarpinian Jackham.
We are very, very thankful.
The 21-year-old's mother also appealing for people to unite around making American cities safer.
This isn't political. It's a safety issue for everybody, for every person across America, no matter where you live or where you visit.
The shooting that killed Tarpinian Jackham left 2 others injured in the nation's capital. U.S. Attorney for D.C. Janine Pirro says the 2 suspects are 17 and have violent records in family court. Now they're charged with murder in adult court. Police still searching for a 3rd juvenile suspect. The president's economic team focusing on the bigger picture after a weaker than expected report on hiring in August. Just 22,000 jobs created.
We expect this number will be revised up. That's been the pattern over and over. And if that happens, then it'll be consistent with all the other indicators we're seeing. Industrial production is at an all-time high. Capital spending is up 8% over the first half of the year.
Kevin Hassett is director of the National Economic Council as President Trump continues to forecast new factories and manufacturing jobs coming from pledged investments by companies and countries. Today's numbers fueling more talk of a Fed interest rate cut ahead of the central bank's next meeting later this month. The Dow down 220 points at the bell after pairing heavier losses. Just getting word, an artificial intelligence company agrees to pay $1.5 billion to settle a class action lawsuit by book authors who say Anthropic used pirated copies of their works to train its chatbot, one of many legal fights accusing AI companies of copyright infringement. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Metashare. Maybe you've heard joining Metashare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. Metashare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
I think we might want to maybe come back to that a little later.
Every time. Sorry, Neil.
No, it's good. People. It's all right. Everything's going to be fine. 403, Kimmer P. Flounder and Neil Borts. Hey, Neil Borts, how's it going, man? What's up?
My libido again.
Yeah. Well, tell us all about it, please.
No.
Better yet, get your wife on the phone. Hey, baby, how's he doing?
Oh, she's resting.
Oh, well, I suppose.
I got my tax bills here.
Well, please share them with us. How much you actually make last year?
I got a tax bill for the bus barn, but that's inconsistent. But, one of the reasons that we bailed out on Butthead and in our condo at the St. Regis is the taxes were so damn high.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, right now they're in the neighborhood of, I believe, around $90,000.
Wow.
And just got the, our beachfront condo. I walk out to the darn door, down the elevator, and onto the beach.
Yeah.
Less than $30,000. I mean, that's a lot.
You got to be kidding. I spent that much in Brookhaven when we built that new house. Holy smokes.
I know. I mean, it's
wow.
Grief. And all of that, and I don't have to lock my door.
Yeah. Well, good, great.
So,
jeez,
Speaking of locking your doors, if you have a chance, I don't know if you watch YouTube videos anytime or.
I don't have it going. I'm not allowed on YouTube. Court thing is kind of.
There. Have you heard the phrase "black fatigue"?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
That's becoming a real thing now.
Yeah, and by the way, some people are misusing it. Tell them what the black fatigue means, because there are some people who are saying, we mentioned this a couple of days ago, talking about Obama putty tat, trying to get men involved.
Black fatigue, and it's really strong among black people.
Yeah.
And that is, they're getting sick and damn tired of the ghetto ratchet antics of some black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, look, why do people cross the street when they see me coming? It's not because of me. It's because of the way so many of these, dare we say it, low-class ghetto black people, especially on Carnival cruises, poor damn Carnival cruises, God. Anyway, so now that I've alienated half the city.
No, it's, a lot of people take those cruises. They can relate totally.
Yeah, but I'm hoping to see more because I've watched some video from some very, very vocal, erudite, what have you, black people about how sick and damn tired of it, of seeing a street takeover where a bunch of black women with asses the size of Volkswagens get up on top of cars and start twerking by the way, you know where twerking started, really?
I do not know.
Mountain gorillas in Africa.
Oh my. Somebody captured like Jane Woodall or Goodface or whatever.
I don't know if it was Woodall or not, but they got videos of these gorillas
with
twerking.
her, or
Oh
my.
You had to pick
horrible.
that up. What I can't figure out is the fans.
I'm sorry, the what now?
The fans.
The fans?
Yeah. the clack fans, whatever they call it. You know what I'm talking about?
Neil, I'm trying to follow my friend.
Well, you can follow this one.
What the hell, clack fans? What the hell is that? What they use for twerking? I thought twerking was just moving your fanny around like an idiot.
They use it for dancing, line dancing.
Oh God!
Well, you know these fans that little old ladies will pull out in church and they open it up. And
so dainty, yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently there are some dances where everybody has one of these, and at a certain point of the dance, you flip it
slap
out.
Them, they flap them.
Yeah. So
I haven't seen it. I'll look for that on Google. It must be Google
Well, you're
somewhere.
not going to see it now, but they banned it on Carnival Cruises.
Why would they ban dancing with fans on Carnival Cruises?
Well, because it was really irritating and in some cases presenting a danger to other cruisers that, all of a sudden this fan gets snapped up in front of their face.
Wow.
I don't know. God, I'm just happy to see some of the people that are getting the worst end of this ghetto behavior out there finally standing up and saying, damn it, stop this.
2 17-year-olds just arrested in Washington for the shooting of the intern and looking for a third. 17.
Let's stop this crap about not naming them because they're juveniles.
Oh, their names are out there now. Janine Pirro listed their names and the charges, and they got a records. And both, it's unbelievable.
They all have middle names. Thugtavious.
Yeah. I think this was a bicycle attack, if I'm not mistaken. It was either e-bikes or regular bikes. I don't. Again, they're young teenagers, 17.
Well, Kimmer, that's been their culture.
That's right.
Since the day their daddies left home, which was before they were even downloaded.
Yeah, well, Daddy and Mommy didn't read them books before they went to bed every night or check their homework. I'm pretty sure of that. And that's all they know. And now it's time to pay the piper. Wait till they get to court and start crying. Although maybe they're going to be all tough guys and don't care. It's like remember the documentary Scared Straight. Which was a total failure because the guys who were involved with their fingers in the gangster's pocket being led around like his new mama actually turned out that they were excited by it, and most of them went to prison who were the subjects of the Scared Straight documentary ended up in prison, and they said, well, it was just part of my life. It was the next step in my prison life.
It just didn't work.
Yeah.
By the way, you mentioned Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Yes, absolutely.
You ever met Ricky Medlock?
If he was the drummer, he was the guy next to me in the boat dock at Lake Allatoona.
No, a long-haired, covered with tattoos, lead guitar player.
No, I didn't.
He lives down around this area.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, I not lately, but years ago, I ran into him all the damn time, and we kind of formed a little friendship, and it was a lot of fun for a while.
Is he still working? Has he got a band or anything, or what?
I don't know if he's still with the band or not.
Huh. I'll be darned.
But, we'd walk around, have lunch, this, that, and the other thing, and people would look at me, looking like a little scared white boy, and then Ricky Medlock, he said, what the hell's going on with that pair?
Well,
by the way, the story I really like today is Emory shutting down its DEI programs.
Yeah, what are we going to do now? and they actually don't even know what to call it, what it means. But where do the people go? What do they? I mean, it's just hysterical. It's as funny as when they wrote the name Trump in chalk on the sidewalk and the kids couldn't go to class.
I'll never forget. It was March of 2016, and people wrote Trump.
Yeah.
In chalk. And the Emory students were wetting themselves.
Yeah, they had counselors.
They demanded, we demand a meeting with the president because we're frightened and we're in genuine pain.
Yeah, it's a microaggression. It's a macroaggression,
Yeah, these students were in pain. Listen, I mean, they're at Emory. Yeah. It costs, $2.5 million a year to go to Emory or
month,
whatever.
Yeah, every semester.
Yeah, or a month. Yeah. And they're in pain and they fear for their lives. Our lives are in danger. Meet with this President Jim Wagner. And, of course, Jim Wagner completely caved into him.
Sure.
And because why? Somebody wrote chump on a sidewalk in chalk.
In chalk.
Now, other than graduates of the Emory Medical School, other than them, why would anybody ever want to form a business relationship or put into their company somebody from Emory University, somebody that wets themselves when if they see Trump in chalk written on a sidewalk.
You know, I'll bet you the only possibly consolidating or accompanying grace is that I'll bet you those are the same people who did a lot of posting on social media. So bosses could probably very easily see how any job possible entrant into his company has felt about various issues over the years by looking up their social media posts, because I'll bet they've been saying a lot of stuff that would out them for what they really believe.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I would think.
4th of July, many years ago, I was at the at Asheville, North Carolina, at that absolutely wonderful, weird hotel up on the hill whose name I cannot remember right now.
Oh, I know what you're talking. I've never been there, but I know what you're talking about.
It's beautiful.
And
you know, Asheville is a booger-eating, left-wing, moron, bedwetting city.
Yeah, that's the bad part of the Carolinas.
It really is. So anyway, the newspaper ran a citizenship test since it was
Grove Park Inn.
Grove Park Inn. You know, you said that in such a way that it sounded like you were saying something.
That was Flounder. He said, "Grove Park Inn, damn it, I got work to do in here." Tough crew there.
Anyway,
it either be that or the Biltmore House.
The Biltmore House is another one. That's famous.
They did a citizenship test.
So close.
In the Asheville newspaper, and it was. I know.
Shut up. Hey, Pete, it's okay, man.
It was such a disaster. They asked questions. You know, like, what are the first 3 words of the Star Spangled and all that? Well, so I wrote my own citizenship test, and it's in one of my books. I
recall this. You talked about this the other day, in fact, about the teacher's test.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Is this Oklahoma? Now listen to this. Yeah, listen to this. Oklahoma teachers now are saying it's a reign of terror.
Oh my God! because they have to know whether there's a Senate and a House and an executive branch. Good God!
It's a reign of terror now. They're getting death threats, and they're afraid for their lives. Right. But I do think it's kind of fun that they only make teachers moving to Oklahoma from New York and California take the test.
Right, exactly. How funny is that?
But there's some great questions there. In fact, I think one of the I dare say 90% of the teachers will miss this one. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
You know, that reminds me of an Andy Griffith show, and because he had complained with a history teacher as Miss Crump, and she did that, and Barney and Andy said, well, for example, what's the Emancipation Proclamation? And Barney he couldn't figure it out. He had no idea, stumbling around like crazy, and it's amazing. You know, it seems to be to emancipate somebody. By definition, you would think somebody would understand what the result would be. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Here's where one of the answers is free the slaves.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. That's not what it did. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation only freed the slaves in the states that were engaging in warfare against the Union. And there were slave states that were on the Union side and they got to keep their slaves.
Was that Kansas, I think?
I don't remember.
I
don't remember. But it applied only to the Confederate States on the freedom of the slaves. It wasn't until later that the rest of them were freed, and I think that might be Juneteenth, but I'm not real sure.
Yeah, well, that was Texas. The last one's official announcement came out in Texas.
So it's questions like that.
Yeah.
And
teachers don't have to know every little specific thing. Neil, God, if you get the kind of gist of it, stuff like that. Jeez,
it's a reign of terror. Yeah. Oh my God, who are these people?
I don't know.
So, by the way, Belichick's debut at North Carolina was
man. In fact, I couldn't believe it. I watched our game, and they went right down the field, scored a touchdown. That, oh, my God, this guy's going to take over college football. And then, of course, it was a nightmare. But how funny was that? And she shows up on the sideline. Oh,
Kimmer, you and I know.
Yeah.
We know instinctively that young stuff is not good for us Ochentos.
No, it's not. Wouldn't be good at all. Although, unlike Belichick, I would at least try to get in shape. I mean, God, he looked like he's gained weighing 80 pounds right around his waist. Big fat load. I can't imagine, anyways.
Well, easy, Kimmer, because this surgery thing I went through last week wasn't that easy, you know.
Oh, well.
I haven't been my exercise for a couple of days was pushing the button on the recliner to sit upright.
Well, do it the right way. Take your time. She'll be waiting. She's right there.
And another
dreading
thing,
your return.
Aren't you thrilled that I've been on the air with you for a while now and still haven't mentioned the name of Taylor Swift?
Well, if now they're talking about they're going to go to California, which passed a tax because of Taylor Swift on people who have part-time residences there. It's a Taylor Swift, the Tay-Tay tax, they call it. But the governor of Rhode Island says we want Taylor to have her wedding on Rhode Island soil. They're very excited about her being there. But
why would anybody go to Rhode Island to get married?
Well, she has a palace there, and they're redoing part of it. They're spending another $1.5 million just to expand it.
Well, she can have anything she wants. She's got a ton of...
Yeah, she's a billionaire. Good for...
Talk about fatigue. I got Taylor Swift fatigue.
Well, I still think it's a fun story. I was reading how, I forgot who it was just now quoted talking about how she hangs around with them all. Oh, the girl from who got spied on in the shower at her hotel room and now still doing ESPN Sports. And she said she's a good friend. They hang around, they kiss each other all the time, and they're holding hands and they're giggling and they're just the sweetest couple and having a great time.
Kind of like me and the Queen.
Well, there you are.
Yeah. Well, she had one song I really enjoyed, and that was called Our Song, and that's one of her first ones.
Yeah. Well, I've got two on my Magic Music stick that I
and then Shake It Off was pretty good, too.
Yeah, that's a good song. Yeah. But I've got the two. I've got the Teardrops on my guitar and the Tug McGraw song. What is it? Not Tug McGraw. What's that guy's? Jen McGraw, Bill McGraw, John McGraw. Tim McGraw song and Tears on my guitar.
Well, my favorite song is still Brad Paisley. I want to check you for ticks.
I won't check you for ticks.
Sometimes you have to go to places that they can be hard to find.
Well, you don't really want to,
Okay, and another great story is Trump or Hegseth or somebody bombing the hell out of that drug-running boat.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the next cartel leader saying, "Okay, Rodrigo, we want you to take a supply of drugs in our big speedboat across the Caribbean." To go, whoa, no, hold on, wait a minute now. You want me to what again now?
No, senor.
Holy crap!
No, senor.
And by the way, how funny is it that and apparently it was done by Marines. I read one story. It didn't explain how or what they used or anything else, but it said the Marines did it. And I'm thinking to myself, how cool is this that the United States Marine Corps and the United States government could just go out over the open ocean and start shooting boats? I mean, oh man, would I like to be part of that?
I want to see him do it again.
Oh, man.
But now, what is the left saying? What are these?
Well, you're killing all our drug dealers. How are we going to get the pharmaceuticals getting all their money if we don't get
the people on that boat didn't get due process?
Yeah, process this. God, I mean, seriously, now Donald Trump has got the left supporting drug dealers and feeling sorry for the drug cartels, people coming to murder our children, poison our country. God,
you know who else didn't get due process?
Yeah,
the people in Dresden.
Yeah. Oh my Lord.
No, I'm sorry.
Seriously,
that was a
firebomb's a firebomb. Either way, you're out of there.
Oh boy, but or Hiroshima.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah. And, the nerve, he said, oh, that's all you got? Screw you, white eyes. Got one lousy bomb, oh, yeah.
hold my sake.
That's all you got.
Round eye.
White eyes, round eye, I got that wrong.
You're really worse than I am.
I'm worse than everybody. I'm the worst person I know, actually.
But they didn't get due process. I can't wait to see the next boat. But you're right, Kimmer. Who the hell wants to try to get across there in a boat now?
Well, it's like Maduro now is threatening the U.S. Navy. I would love to have the story of the transcript. Anytime Maduro starts ordering his Venezuelan Navy or Army or anybody, artillery, to start shooting American Navy ships. Can you imagine the guy's been ordered to shoot that Navy ship? Excuse me, Mr. Presidente, are you sure you you really want to fire on an American war boat? I mean, these people, big talk, man.
Those sailors on those ships are
just... please.
Please.
Dear God.
Bring it, cab driver. Show us what you got.
Looking for shore leave. I'm sick. It's squad bay, medical bay.
And then Maduro's jets. How many does he have? 4?
We won't have many more left.
I hope the next time he decides to do a little flyby like that I don't know if there's any Navy fighters or in range.
I'll bet they're around. I'll bet you.
Yeah, somehow I'd just like to see a couple of Maduro's jets blasted right out of the sky.
Yeah, that would be funny in a funny way.
Well, it'd be funny in a humorous way.
Ha-ha way, absolutely.
Not funny peculiar.
The actual ha-ha
Yeah,
way.
funny ha-ha. Are you buying Powerball tickets?
I will admit to you that I have purchased at least one Powerball ticket.
If I lived in Georgia, I would do that.
Yeah, because although I think they only give us 6 months. You were talking about this, I think, this morning too. But don't they give you just 6 months, or do they keep it secret forever in Georgia?
As long as you want.
Okay,
they'll never reveal your name.
Yeah. Well, now, frankly, that wouldn't affect me.
Yes, it would.
No, I'd be out of here.
Yeah, Kimmer, if you won that and pulled a $750 million cash prize, can you imagine how many women would step forward and say, he's my baby daddy?
Exactly. And who am I, if they can prove that somehow my vasectomy got reversed in 1973, then we probably would have a pretty good deal about it. But
well, then how many women would step forward? He sexually abused me. I mean, no.
Well,
no.
I'd have my people take care of them.
Well, in Florida, you have 90 days to figure out how to hide, and then they send your name and address.
Yeah, that's not good.
To anybody that asks for it.
Yeah, that's really not good.
Yeah. I already had 4 high school boys show up at the condo here a couple of years ago and want to beat the crap out of me.
Oh, really? What'd you do to them?
I wasn't here when they got here.
What had you done to cause them to want to beat you?
You would ask.
Well, yeah, I would. 4 guys wanted to beat the crap out of me. Gee, why, Neil? Oh, I can't tell you. Well, now, wait a minute.
No.
You started it.
There was a story down here of some high school hero, a jock hero at a high school that had a brand new sports car, and he was showing it off. So he hopped in it, no seatbelt, ran it into a tree, killed himself.
Oh, my.
He was our hero. Oh, my God, this is terrible. And so I just said something on Twitter that heroes wear seatbelts, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and so they went into the tax records at that time, which you can do unless you've asked it to be hidden, and figure out. Then they talked their way through all of the security.
Well, no, that's a bad sign right there.
It was a very bad sign. Some people, and they showed up in the lobby here.
Oh, my.
And we want to touch base with,
touching base. Yeah, we can touch this. Bullets first.
What they didn't realize that the guy behind the desk in the lobby was black belt.
Oh, my. I love it.
So, well, they were sent home, and every one of them got a visit from a sheriff's deputy that night at home during dinner.
Excellent.
So,
I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
But you got to don't insult high school heroes that are stupid enough to kill themselves not wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah. Oh, we got our news card. We had an event once back many years ago when we were talking about a high school. I forgot what. I can't remember which one it was now. It's slipped my head. But up one of the suburban high schools, and we had our news guy, Wendy Grossman, one of our news reporters, in the news car, went up to cover the story that we've been talking about, and they smeared peanut butter sandwiches all over the windshield and broke the antenna. And it was pretty ugly.
You ever do wheelies on your motorcycle?
No, sir, I do not. No.
Nor did I. No. I never, in all my years of riding, did I ever get that front wheel off the ground.
No.
Never.
No.
And as a matter of fact, I search out videos on the internet of bikers doing wheelies and crashing and burning.
Remember Indian Larry? Indian Larry, for motorcycle enthusiasts, may know Indian Larry was the guy known for his stunts. And he looked like an Indian, long-haired Indian Harley rider kind of guy. The kind of guy who would have a bumper sticker that said, "Warning, drunken Indian," or something like that. And Indian Larry was very famous for stuff. And the last stunt he did was when he gets on top of his motorcycle and aces down the accelerator so he doesn't have to use his hand on, and stands on the seat while the motorcycle's running down the road. Standing on the seat while it's riding itself, and he fell off and crashed and died.
How far did he flip?
Tumbling and tumbling's the bad part. And he died, and it was, doing a stunt. You're well known for it. This got 20 years ago, I think, probably.
There's now down here in Southwest Florida, there is a use to which you can put drunken Indians.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a what? There's a what for drunken Indians?
There is the positive side to drunken Indians.
What's the positive side to a drunken Indian?
Well, let's say if you're down here, and as some friends of mine were, maybe a month and a half ago, and they wanted to do an airboat ride. Yeah, and so there are several commercial operations, and I said, you just keep driving down Highway 41. You pass by all these commercial operations and then go into a little village, if you can find one, along the way in the Everglades, and see if you can find one of those Indians down there who is obviously inebriated. Ask them if they have an airboat, and will you give us a ride?
I'll bet you.
Let me tell you, that is an airboat ride.
I'll bet. One of my great fun times was the girl who died on me, unfortunately. We went to Lake of the Woods, Canada, went on a fishing trip in a little cabin. No TV, no nothing. It was way out in the middle of nowhere. And in the morning, at 5 o'clock in the morning, our Indian would come to the cabin to get us to go out in his boat, and he took us fishing on all the lakes of Lake of the Woods, catching big, trout and walleyes and all that weird stuff. And all they had to do, you could fish and drink, and that was it. There's nothing else to do.
Well, Kimmer, I'm kind of heartbroken. What in the hell did you do to cause her to die?
No, I talked about it the other day. She was the first human being on Earth to get the artificial interferon shot. She had lymphoma, and I knew before I started dating her, I knew she had cancer. But anyway, so that was a little thing, and so I was with her when her last thing there. So yeah.
No, that is so how old was she?
Oh, she was 4 years older than I was. And I remember when she turned 40, I sent her a birthday card that said, "You're 40," and opened up and said, "And I'm not." This was 19, whatever.
Well, is at my age, they just don't print birthday cards for us anymore because there's no market.
What are they? We don't exist. I'm a few months behind you.
You
don't
can
exist.
print birthday cards for this octogenarians, and you have a press run of 8.
No, we don't count, really. There's no counting because people are category. It's all right. What the hell?
The Queen has announced that we're going to go get early dinner.
Outstanding. Well, give her a big hug and a kiss from all of us, and have a great weekend. As always, be careful, and look forward to next week. Neil Borts.
Yeah, next week I come to you from LJ.
Oh, outstanding. Home of the Kemmer Peterson family up there in LJ, too, and Pete Davis nearby. Oh,
really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see if we can work out. All right, Neil, thanks, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, y'all be good.
Hi to your sweet lady. Here we go. Almost at 4:29. Kemmer, Pete, and Flounder right here.
Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement. Our president has a backbone. Thank you, President Trump, for standing up for the American people. We sleep better knowing our country is protected. And speaking of protection, criminals laugh when you purchase a fake safe from a big box store. There's no better time to visit Atlanta Safe House and see what a real safe looks like. But wait, there's more. Now through the end of the month, save hundreds of dollars on all Browning, Fort Knox safes and vault doors. Drop by one of our locations or go to AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. The big question for many of our listeners as they approach retirement is, will I be okay in retirement? Sean, how do you help someone figure out if they've saved enough to be comfortable?
Great question. There's a lot of different aspects to this, but the biggest thing is looking at risk. Look, there's a lot of different risks to your money, like market risk, there's healthcare costs, inflation, and taxes. All those need to be accounted for. Many people worry if they've saved enough. Am I going to outlive my money? Strategies to help preserve your wealth can be more important than the dollar amount that you saved. Get an analysis of your situation to help you get that clarity that you need.
Tell us about the offer you have for listeners.
If you're worried about if you'll be okay for retirement, you probably don't have a plan. You might not even know what I mean when I'm talking about, do you have a retirement plan? Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit, and you can get that by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped me put this thing together just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters from everything from investments to Social Security, income planning, and has other guides that go along with it as well, with some checklists in regards to all those different strategies and topics as well. So if you want to get that information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Like Sean said, just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Join Daniel Matalon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guests are FBI Special Agent in Charge Paul Brown and FBI Special Agent Charles Orgbon Jr. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Don't just ride apart from the crowd, travel above it. The spacious, sumptuous 7-seat GLS SUV wraps thoughtful innovations in ruggedly elegant style and refined luxury. With a long wheelbase for generous room and a smoother ride, the GLS SUV lets you live large without the bulky driving experience. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLS 450 4MATIC SUV. Just $929 per month for 36 months with $87.33 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the RBM of Atlanta's fall sales event, now through September 30th. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 30th, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I've learned a lot about this car buying process from you. Is that typical of most of the clients you've worked with?
Yeah, I'm finding out it's even more typical. I mean, people are learning more and more, and maybe it's because I overload them with information because I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to make sure you know everything.
Do I have to have a particular make and model in mind when I call you, or is it just open to anything I want?
It's open. I can get any make, any year, any model.
I might be looking to trade in my vehicle. Can you accommodate that as the honest car guy?
For sure. I mean, we love it when people want to trade in cars because honestly, it's best for you to trade in a car. Why? Because you get a tax savings.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com. All right, look out, 4:37, Donald Trump live at the White House.
These are people that came through with Biden. They came through illegally. They came into our country, so we have to do our job.
Mr. President, talking to the press.
The Department of War has been involved in the crime cleanup in D.C. You've tasked Congress with proposing and passing a crime bill. What are some things that you would really like to see codified in that crime bill?
Well, I think one of the things is the cashless bail. It's killing it. When that came out, originally when that came out the first time, that's when you saw the real big crime start to happen. Cashless bail, what a disaster that is. You murder somebody, you don't have to put up bail, and you go out in the street and you murder somebody else. That's what's happened. It happens so often, and that's one of the things. And other of the things you're reading about, you know, is a standard, but just a certain toughness. I have to say, one of the elements of fascination for people over the last period of time has been what's happened to D.C. So we've gone from one of the most dangerous cities in our country to what they call a safe city. It's a totally safe city. In fact, I set up dinner in Washington, D.C. next week. I wouldn't have done that, to be honest. I would have had an obligation not to do it before I came into office, or even at the very beginning when things were so corrupt and so dangerous out on the streets. So Washington, D.C. has had virtually no crime. We even have a mayor that's admitting to it, and she's a, liberal Democrat, in all fairness. She's a person that hasn't gotten exactly along with Republicans over the years. And she said she's never seen anything like it. So Washington, D.C. is a totally safe city. We have virtually no crime. It's gone from the most unsafe city in the United States, almost, just about, to one of the safest cities, maybe the safest city in the United States. That's a tremendous compliment to our military, what we did. The National Guard's done a fantastic job. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, can I ask about Florida real quick? Florida House Speaker Daniel Perez was at the White House yesterday as part of a leadership summit.
Yes.
We understand you met with him separately. Mr. President, what did you talk about? And also, did you explore him running for Florida Attorney General?
I didn't. We didn't talk about that, but he's done a fantastic job. He's respected all over the country, really. He's a leader, and he's done just a fantastic job. We didn't discuss anything having to do with his future. I'm sure he'd be very good at that.
My second question, Alligator Alcatraz, sticking with Florida, a major ruling appeals court blocked the federal judge's order to close it and it can remain open for now. Your reaction?
I think they've done a fantastic job in building it. The governor and everybody else that's been involved. It's an incredible facility. It's housing people for usually a very short period of time before they get brought back to their countries. As you know, we focus on criminals before we focus on anybody else, and we're taking thousands and thousands of criminals out every month out of our country, some of them murderers. And I think Florida's done a great job by building it, and whether it's Alligator Alcatraz or anything else you want to call it, I was there. I visited with the governor, with other people. I guess Nikki was there. Tom Homan's been there a lot. A lot of people have been there from. It's an amazing facility for what it is. It's not a hotel. It's not supposed to be a hotel, but they've done a great job with it. And I'm very happy with the judge's decision.
You also mentioned Venezuela. I want to ask one more follow-up question on that. On the U.S. strike on a vote tied to the Venezuelan drug cartel, the Maduro regime is pushing back today. In fact, they say the U.S. seeks regime change through military threat. Your reaction to the words, and also, would you like to see regime change in Venezuela?
Well, we're not talking about that, but we are talking about the fact that you had an election which was a very strange election, and to put it mildly. I'm being very nice when I say that. I can only say that billions of dollars of drugs are pouring into our country from Venezuela. The prisons of Venezuela have been opened up to our country. They've taken their prisoners, the worst prisoners, murderers, Tren de Aragua. The worst prisoners that you can ever imagine are now happily living in the United States of America. Now, many of them we've gotten out. It's not easy to get them out because of the liberal system that we're working with in many cases, not in all cases, but millions and millions of dollars and billions of dollars of drugs are pouring out of Venezuela and other countries. Look, China, what they're doing with fentanyl is a terrible thing. It comes through Canada and it comes through Mexico, but a lot of it's coming through Venezuela. Venezuela's been a very bad actor, and we understand that. And when you look at that boat, you see the bags of whatever it is there. Those bags those bags represent hundreds of thousands of dead people in the United States. That's what they represent. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, your reaction to the jobs report this morning?
Well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We have our great people here, so I'll talk that in a minute. Let's talk about this. We'll give a couple of because these two people want to get to work on the Department of War, so let's keep them first.
Mr. President, the DOJ is reportedly considering a ban on transgender people owning guns after the Minneapolis shooting. Do you think
Are we talking in the military?
In general.
Okay, I thought you were talking about in the military.
Transgender ban?
I'll refer to that then differently. Because it's not a military question, I'll be able to pass on that very nicely unless you'd like to talk about it. No, Pete doesn't want any part of that question. Yes, please.
Mr. President, who do you blame for losing India to China? In your post earlier today in the morning, you did put that out.
I don't think we have. I've been very disappointed that India would be buying so much oil, as you know, from Russia. And I let them know that. And we put a very big tariff on India, 50% tariff, very high tariff. I get along very well with Modi, as you know. He's great. He was here a couple of months ago. In fact, we went to the Rose Garden, and the grass was so soaking wet. It was such a terrible place to have a news conference. I said, well, let's use a beautiful white stone emblematic of the White House, okay? And it's been very well received. But we had a news conference on the grass. That was my last news conference I had on the grass because everybody sunk in. You probably sunk in. Every reporter out there, they ruined their shoes. We made that change. It's been a really well-received change. Yeah, please go ahead.
On Venezuela, you've said F-35s out of Puerto Rico. You've said naval vessels in the Caribbean. You're concerned about drugs being legally sent into the How do you describe this buildup, this situation?
Well, I just think it's strong. We're strong on drugs. We don't want drugs killing our people. I believe we lost 300,000. You know, they always say 95, 100,000. I believe they've been saying that for 20 years. I believe we lost 300,000 people last year. I know families that lost their son. Those families will never be the same. I know a family lost a daughter, a beautiful daughter. In fact, it was like she took something that she thought was like a minor deal, and it turned out to be riddled out with fentanyl, the size of the head of a pin, and you're dead. And no, we're stopping the drugs. We're going to save a lot of people. Look, whether it's 100,000, but it's not. It's 350,000 people died last year from drugs. And we're not going to let that happen to this country. Think of that. Think if you're in a war and you lose 300,000. We'll lose 600,000 in the pretty much between Gettysburg and all of that, the Civil War, we lost, 600,000. So we're losing half of that every year to drugs. We're not going to do it. We're not going to allow it to happen. You think of the wars. If we lost 600,000 people in a war, But we lose that every 2 years, more than that. So it's 300 to 350,000 people. And when I see boats coming in, like loaded up the other day with all sorts of drugs, probably fentanyl mostly, but all sorts of drugs, and we're going to take them out. And if people want to have fun going on the high seas or the low seas, they're going to be in trouble. I will tell you, boat traffic is substantially down in the area that happened. And they called it the runway. It's the runway to the United States. And boat traffic is very substantially down on the runway. You can imagine why. I think anybody that saw that is going to say, I'll take a pass. I don't even know about fishermen. They may say, I'm not getting on the boat. I'm not going to take a chance.
What happens if Venezuela flies jets over U.S. naval vessels again?
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. We'll let them know about that. We heard that happen, but it wasn't really over, not like they described. But I would say, General, if they do that, you have a choice of doing anything you want, okay? If they fly in a dangerous position, I would say that you can, you or your captains can make the decision as to what they want to do. All right? Sure.
Do anything you want.
You said they did.
Say it.
How close did they get? You said the planes did not.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but if they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down. Thank you very much, everybody. So we're going to now cover the G20, and I'm going to let these people go back to the Department of War.
Okay, I guess. Well, oh, man, how cool was that? Yeah, if they fly into our airspace, we're going to shoot them down. All right, thank you, everybody. Whoa. Freaking Trump. I mean, this is unbelievable. Open it. Here we go. The government of the people, live in front of the people. 447. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Where else? Oh, my goodness. What I love this.
It's time for the Borts Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, I know y'all are on the edge of your seats right now, wanting to hear my opinion on how Trump is doing so far. And even if you're not waiting to hear my opinion, you're going to hear it anyway. By and large, like most decent Americans, I'm really happy with what he's doing. The Democrats said, we need comprehensive immigration reform bills to close the border. He did it in 2 days. I wonder how many lives he's saved by shutting the borders and keeping more criminal aliens out. The tariffs, probably a good idea. Other presidents have used them. International relations, hey, look, he got most of Europe paying their share of the NATO funding, but why can't he get tougher on Vladimir Putin? That man is a megalomaniac, and he's going to cost millions of lives. Trump has the power to shut off their oil revenue completely. Do it. Sending the National Guard to get a hold of crime in Washington, D.C., great move. Lives saved. Easy move because D.C. is a federal enclave, giving Trump really supreme command. Sending troops to other cities? Well, there is something called the Posse Comitatus Act. Federal law says you can't send U.S. troops to do policing in American cities without specific authorization. A bit of a problem there, but here's something that really bothers me. Day before yesterday, he says, I'm thinking about stripping Rosie O'Donnell of her citizenship. Number one, who gives a damn? Number two, he knows he can't do it. And number three, why does he even go there? It takes away from the seriousness of the things he's trying to accomplish when he goes after that pathetic sort of female. Leave her alone. Let her wallow in her own misery. And the same goes for a lot of the other people that he picks on. All in all, good job, and so glad the hyena is not in the White House. Neil Borts, XTRA 106.3.
The next big storm isn't a matter of if, it's when. Is your home ready? Southern Exteriors offers free inspections and dependable storm damage repairs with in-house warranties and honest service. Right now, get 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I've met the team at Southern Exteriors. They do things the right way. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. It's 877-9-SOUTHERN or southernexteriors.co.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly Magazine.
where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, community businesses, and events, like the Superior Plumbing Presents North Georgia State Fair.
Hi, I'm Missy with the Superior Plumbing Presents North Georgia State Fair at Jim R. Miller Park, September 18th through the 28th. Enjoy the fun, the food, and amazing entertainment, including the Carriage Kia Grandstand Series. We're bringing back advanced pay one price ride tickets, plus free parking this year. Save money and enjoy a smoother experience. Visit NorthGeorgiaStateFair.com for daily deals and discover why we were voted Best Festival and Family Amusement 7 years in a row. That's NorthGeorgiaStateFair.com.
Friends, I'm getting my tickets. Are you? The North Georgia State Fair is more than an event. It's a tradition. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Atlanta without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Atlanta for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Atlanta is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Atlanta and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
You upgrade your phone, you upgrade your wardrobe, even your lawn. So why not upgrade the part of your home that actually protects your family? Southern Exteriors specializes in roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and they're making it easier than ever before with 10% off any job or 12 months of 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I know the folks at Southern Exteriors. They show up, they do it right, and they stand behind their work. Call them today, 877-9-SOUTHERN, or visit southernexteriors.co.
Hey, it's a Kimmer talking about Stovall.
Yeah, I just wanted to brag on Stovall. I went up there and actually got a quote on some of their material up there, and he gave me the quotes I wanted, but he said what would work best they don't carry, and referred me to one of their competitors. That's how good they are. And sure enough, he was right. The material he was talking about that they don't carry, it's actually going to work best for me. So I've got that on the way. It all worked out well. Makes me want to go back and buy something from them now.
Folks, when it comes to landscaping supplies, start at Stovall. 11 locations around Atlanta. Online at StovallInc.com. We're going back to Donald Trump here in a second. In fact, let's do it. Let's do it now, big guy. I don't know how long you'll last. He's talking. He's going to change
those 1,400. They're not
the War Department name.
I think very few, if any. We got pretty much hours back.
And now taking reporters' questions again.
Anything, but I very much gave my respects to the leader of the country, who's again, he's a very strong man, but he's got 1,400 or 1,500 or a large number, and we're talking about releasing them. Some are political, I guess. A lot of them are political, and it looks like they're going to be released at some point in the pretty near future. So it's a great thing. They have to respect your country. If they respect you and they respect your country, they release it. If they don't, then you have to pay $6 billion. I mean, $6 billion. Can you imagine that, paying $6 billion?
Kind of related, but not really. Did you comment on Tina Peters, who's been locked up behind bars from Colorado within the election? I think you put out a truth a couple of days ago about it.
We have a wonderful woman who was an election official, and she saw cheating in Colorado, and she viewed it as horrible, and she said, what's going on here? And she went to the machine and she tried to open to find out whether or not it was cheating, and they went to her and they said, did you touch this machine? Yes. And they arrested her. They arrested her instead of the people that did the cheating. It's a state charge, so it's hard to do anything with, but we're gonna do something. What they did in Colorado, look, Colorado just went to all mail-in voting. That means they cheat.
Oh, Lordy.
That's why they lost, that's one of the reasons, but that's a big reason why they just lost the whole Space Command situation that is going to Alabama. But when you have mail-in voting, you have nothing but cheating. But this woman is a real patriot. And they put her in jail for a long time. She's 72 years old, 73 years old. And she wanted to find out. She didn't do anything. She touched the machine. She looked at the machine. She's trying to find out what was going on. And they went and arrested her for doing that. And it was supposed to be the other way around. I'm glad you brought that up. They should let her go. Let her out. Thank you. Yeah, please.
This is clearly a subject that's talked a lot about, Mr. President, but what about your team's strategy has made them so effective at getting a record amount of these hostages?
I can't tell what he says.
I think they respect us. I think they respect us. They know we're not going to pay. Adam is a great negotiator. Steve Witkoff is a great negotiator. Seb is a great negotiator. They're all smart people. They're a little bit natural negotiators. Some people aren't good negotiators. Nothing you can do about it.
And they're afraid of you, sir.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. I hope so, or whatever.
We have the best.
I'd like to say respect, but I
don't know what he's talking about.
Whatever it takes. Yeah. I actually say whatever it takes. But we've gotten a lot of people out, and we'll continue. We don't have too many in. How many are you working on right now?
There's not a lot left. A handful.
Yeah, we got most of our people out. We got them mostly back.
Mr. President, do you have an update on the negotiations to release the rest of the hostages in Gaza?
We're in very deep negotiation with Hamas. We said let them all out right now. Let them all out, and much better things will happen for them. But if you don't let them all out, it's going to be a tough situation. It's going to be nasty. That's my opinion. Israel's choice, but that's my opinion. They got to let them out. You got 20 plus you have about 38 dead people, young, beautiful, dead people. And I'll tell you, the parents want them every bit as much, almost more, than as if their son or daughter were alive. But you have many dead people that are coming out as part of the deal. It's 20 people, but I think of the 20, there could be some that have recently died, is what I'm hearing. I hope that's wrong. But you have over 30 bodies in this negotiation. Can you believe? I mean, we negotiate for people that are living here. We know that at least 30 people are dead, and we're negotiating to get them out. The parents want them back so badly, as if they were alive. Every bit as much. It's really pretty amazing. It's very sad. I'm in the middle of it. And I put out the other day, I said, we want all 20. We don't want to, I was the one with myself and my people, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner was great on this. But they got a lot of people out. We got almost all of them out. They're down to 20. But Adam, we got like a tremendous number out. But I always said when you get down to the final 10 or 20, you're not going to get them out unless you're going to do a lot. And doing a lot means capitulation. That's no good either. It's a very tough situation. But I put out the other day, let them all out. Every single one. No more twos and ones. We'll give you one this week, and in 2 months we'll give you 2 more. And there's negotiation going on right now. Okay.
And real quick, what is the biggest challenge?
We're going to break for the news here in a minute.
10 to 20. What do they want?
Yeah, maybe we should. Let's just do that. Maybe we just stick here for the news.
Look, you have to understand. You have to remember October 7th. People forget October 7th. It's not an easy thing to forget, right? But people forget, or they maybe purposely forget October 7th. So, you have to put that into the equation very strongly. It's amazing. Some people even deny it. They deny it. They're crazy. But
don't forget why this happened.
Tape that's
October
as violent
7th.
as anything that you can imagine. Many of you have seen those same tapes. So you have to put that into the equation too. So it's not an easy situation. It's a tough one. But there are 20 people, maybe a little less, but there are 20 people that we want out. We want the bodies of these parents.
For the past hour, you've been watching President Trump sign his 199th and two.
All right, we'll go to break then. Here we got 5 o'clock news coming up, and then so much more.
Across Georgia on the XTRA 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. XTRA 106.3.
The Department of War makes a comeback. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump just signing an executive order to change the name Department of Defense, given after World War II, back to the Department of War, named by George Washington.
I think it sends a message of victory. I think it sends really a message of strength. We're very strong. We're much stronger than anyone would really understand.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, or Secretary of War, says it's part of a culture change, restoring a warrior ethos. The president says they'll put the change before Congress, though he also questions whether approval from lawmakers is really needed. The U.S. sending 10 F-35 fighter jets to Puerto Rico, adding to a buildup of forces the Venezuelan government has objected to, sending 2 of its military aircraft over a U.S. Navy ship after a deadly strike on what the U.S. called a drug boat from Venezuela.
I just think it's strong. We're strong on drugs. We don't want drugs killing our people. I believe we lost 300,000. You know, they always say 95, 100,000. I believe they've been saying that for 20 years. I believe we lost 300,000 people last year.
The Venezuelan leader has accused the U.S. of plotting to oust him. President Trump critical of President Maduro's claim of re-election last year, but reporters just asking him about the possibility of regime change. The president said the U.S. is not talking about that. More than 1 million immigrants from Venezuela and Haiti can remain in the U.S., at least for now, under the temporary legal protections granted by the Biden administration. A federal judge ruling the current Homeland Security chief exceeded her authority by reversing extensions of that. President Trump says security guarantees aimed at helping to end the war in Ukraine remain in the works.
Europe wants to see it end, and it'll end. It'll end all of a sudden. It's going to come together. You watch.
Earlier this week, multiple European nations pledging troops for a future reassurance force. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Metashare. Maybe you've heard joining Metashare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. Metashare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of flank. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How's it going? With Pete Davison, Flounder, and you on Let It Rip Friday, 106.3. Our number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Here we go again. Donald Trump just doing this government live. He's still doing it. They aren't covering on Fox anymore live, but he's still there. He's still at the way. He just opens up the government, says, what do you want to know? Incredible. Change the Defense Department to Department of War, like the old days, as you just heard. And talking about every subject under the moon. Just outstanding. I mean, honestly, this is just such a breath of fresh air. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Happy Let It Rip Friday. Join us if you like. We always have fun chatting with you. 404-741-1230. And by the way, for the record, a couple things. I put that Facebook message up last night where I was showing my Winchester Model 94 30-30 rifle, and to talk about the movie and the story of the Winchester house and the family and the psychic woman, stuff like that. And people said, well, now, wait a minute. We saw your underpants. Well, on my dresser, I had folded some clothes I just washed, including some skivvies. Some of my, unfortunately, I still wear. I wear the jockey pouch. But I wear them the full size brief, not the fake things, and not the little stupid what are those little bikini briefs that German tourists wear? Those little banana things or whatever. I wear the regular freaking underpants that go to your waist and their pouch. But the problem is I don't like the white ones, but they don't sell them the color ones anymore because you have to ever doing it on the internet, and without seeing it in person, I don't know whether it's the right one. So I hate it anyway. So I was folding my clothes and a picture of my white skivvies were on there, and someone said, "Hey, clean your room." Hey, my room was pretty clean. The bed was made up, and my clothes were folded. That's as good as it gets, mister.
Who doesn't sell the colors anymore?
I know it's not that. No, I'm saying, it used to be you go to freaking Macy's or Penny's or, Dillard's or whatever, and you would go to the underpants department, a men's store, and there would be all these different jockeys. And they would have the colored jockeys and the white jockeys and the mid-briefs and the so and those, and you could pick what you wanted because you could see them. Well, nowadays there isn't squat. The stores don't have squat for inventory. They have they put a few things up that no one buys, and then you have to go to the freaking internet or something. Or there's that what do you call it, the discount store place way up 400. They got a jockey store up there, but I'm not going to drive 45 miles to go picking through their stuff and anyway, whatever. Anyway, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to complain about it, but my room was clean, just for the record. And also
cluttered, maybe.
A little very cluttered, very cluttered. Very cluttered, but it's clean and picked and as good as I can get. Also, just for the record, I'm not a role model in this, but I'm going to admit what I knew. Tell me if I was wrong. I come into work today, and I come walking down the sidewalk, and all of a sudden I see people coming out of our building here at the Battery, and it's our people who work here. And so, then I hear a ding, 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 there's a fire alarm going off. And so the people are coming out of the building, and so I stood there. I made cookies today for the girls at work, and so a couple of the girls came out, and I gave them their cookie then. And anyway, so I'm standing there for a few minutes, and people are all outside and roaming around, and I heard somebody say, well, they think it might be a false alarm. So I said, well, has anybody any official thing about a fire? Says no. And I said, well, do you know if the elevators work? And he said, no, I don't know. And I said, well, then what's to stop me from going in there? He said, well, you're not supposed to go in there. You're not supposed to go in there. I said, oh, really? And so I went in the building, and I went to the elevators, and I pushed the button, and elevator door opened. And for a split second, I thought to myself, okay, I'm making the decision to go in while the fire alarm is blaring at this building. And then the only thing I was worried about is I thought, what if I get in this elevator and it goes up like one floor and stops because the fire alarm thing kicked in and stopped the elevator from working, and I could be trapped on this stupid elevator.
No air conditioning.
And no nothing.
They open the doors to rescue you, you're naked.
Yeah, I have no clothes on, sweating and gasping for
like a sauna.
So I said, screw it, I'll take a chance. So I hit the button and went up the floor, the fourth floor, and I got out of the thing, and I came in the building, and nobody was here, and so I did my stuff, and I come in the studio, and I'm fixing my stuff, and all of a sudden they start streaming in after me. And they figure, well, Peterson went up there, and he's alive. So now I may not be a role model. That may not have been the smartest thing to do. On the other hand, how many times have you had a false alarm and people are wandering around, and there are people just wandering around? If there was something going on, people wouldn't just be wandering around. Anyway, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All it takes is once for it not to be a false alarm.
I know. Like I say, I'm not a role model in this. I'm just admitting what I did. But because of what I did, people then they followed me in.
You did it because basically you're a contrarian, and someone told you not to do something, and you do the opposite.
Well, maybe I like to do what I need to do. I got stuff to do, and I'd already put 6 hours in this stupid job, and I wasn't about to stand out on the freaking sidewalk in the heat do wait for something in my cookies melting.
All you had to do was sit down on that bench they supply in the lobby and wait for the sound to stop.
I know, and I was wrong.
That's all you had to do.
I know.
There's literally a bar across the street with air conditioning that you could have sat in and had a drink. That's literally, you could skip to that bar.
I could probably walk on my hands for part of it. It's not far.
That's not far.
Not that far. Anyway, what can I tell you? 509, Kimber, Peyton Flounder. Also, I did put on Facebook that I've taken the video when I got home last night. It was watch rerun playing back of the show of Fox, watching the testimony of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and I did a little funny video. Well, it was amusing, I think, to me. A video showing showing that beautiful girl behind him who was paying such close attention and bobbing her head, and she was just beautiful. And I was, kind of joking around. I wonder who the heck that is distracting everybody. Greg Gutfeld apparently felt the same way, because I heard that he had on his show, people were telling me that he said that's his daughter. And I was telling Pete that because I took video of her, and she was just beautiful. I mean, she just seemed so sweet, and I mean, she was just beautiful. And I couldn't take my eyes off her. And Pete looked it up. Her name is Kick. That's her nickname, Kick Kennedy. That's his daughter. And I don't know anything about her. Did you say she was a fashion designer, I think, Pete? I think or something like that.
Yeah,
fashion.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, that's his daughter. And, so I thought that was kind of, she was just a beautiful girl, and I thought it was kind of cool. Coming up, we got Holy Crap of Sports. And coming up, are you going to do stuff talking about the spitting at the, because that's really.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
After the end of sports, later on in the show, I definitely want to talk about this, because as a little tease, I can tell you this, that a case of spitting is the reason that a pair of the Kimmers Docker khakis slacks with a giant rip hole in the left-hand knee are somewhere in a storeroom at the Fulton County Courthouse. Because of a spitting incident, my pants with damage galore are in a storeroom someplace at the Fulton County Courthouse because of a spit, which we'll get to later. Anyway, 5'11", Kimber Beaton, Flounder. What's that? No, just.
Didn't we just tell the story 2 weeks ago?
We might have. We're just going to mention the update on it. But again, I mean, the issue is, well, for example, I'll tease it this way. In fact, I once had a psychologist. I did a little stories on this kind of thing. I once had a psychologist tell me, he said, well, look at it this way. Parents are, or at least were mostly, and still probably are, many parents are very willing to hit their kids. Spank, slap. If a kid reaches for something, you slap their hand, or pop them on the bottom. Oh, move off of that, or get away from that, or something. Physically touching in a painful way to give a lesson to our children. And then he said, on the other hand, how many parents would be willing to chastise their children by spitting in their face? Spitting, it doesn't hurt. It's just water. I mean, so it's just liquid. It goes right. You can wipe it right off. It doesn't hurt. Nothing to it. See, now we're all going, oh my God, parents spitting in a children's face. Well, okay, that's the issue. And what happened last night is way more. See, now I know you're going to poo-poo this because you're a sports guy and stuff like that.
No, I'm going to say that my mother said, if someone hits you, you can possibly turn the other cheek. But if someone spits on you, you do not put up with that.
That's why I think this is I was going to get to it, but Donald Trump kept talking. I didn't want to interrupt him. But I think this is really a thing. The spitting business from the game last night. And it put me in the courtroom. It is serious stuff. Anyway, and by the way, for the record, and we'll talk more about this later, that raid at the Hyundai plant, construction site down in 20 miles from Savannah or something, I believe, was done with a warrant. This was not just some, willy-nilly thing where they showed up and see how many Mexicans they can find. Plus, they were South Koreans, and the plant was, the biggest excuse was, even though there was a warrant to find them, was that they hire subcontractors who are the ones who hire the illegal aliens. So the plant could say, well, we didn't know anything about that. Anyway, we'll talk more about that, too, the subcontractors. And the reason they went to the plant is because all the crimes they were investigating in other parts of Georgia, when they get a suspect from South Korea, said, oh, you ought to see all the people down there at the Hyundai plant. That's where we're all coming in. Anyway, we'll get to it. Kimber Pete Flounder, Holy Crap at Sports, 513, Braves back in town, so and it's hot and steamy, and here we go. Look out.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on XTRA 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimber Show in live digital video.
So in goes the latest of my medical records into my safe. And if you don't have a safe, Atlanta Safe House is here to help. Atlanta Safe House. Reminder, there's always something special going on. Rebates and sales, and especially this time of year, back to school stuff and businesses booming and things like that. Atlanta Safe House, don't forget, no sales tax on gun safes. Gun safes, big gun safes and pistol safes, and they have safes. You can put bows and arrows in there and the file organizers and things like me with my medical records, which I didn't have down in Florida with my safe. Anyway, I got all this stuff now. Atlanta Safe House taking care of your stuff. The biggest names, the top names, Browning, that was my first gun safe, as I recall, decades ago. American Security, Fort Knox. And by the way, they only use off-duty police, firefighters, and military folks to deliver your safe to your home or office or wherever because you can trust them. Barrel racks and file organizers, jewelry safes, they can build you a family storm shelter. Please tell them the camera sent you. Look them up, see what they can offer you right now up there at the showroom in Acworth on Industrial Boulevard. On the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Saturday afternoon, the Flats come alive as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets host their 2025 home opener against the Gardner-Webb Runnin' Bulldogs.
Into the end zone, touchdown Jackets!
Yellow Jackets football takes over Hyundai Field at historic Bobby Dodd Stadium with a Ramblin' Wreck kickoff show hitting the air at 1:30 p.m. Then it's a 3:30 kick from the Flats, right here on the flagship home of Georgia Tech.
680 The Fan, 93.7 FM, and the Fan app.
Pete Davis here. Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, passing yards, INTs, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And you can start with as little as $1. Here's what I'm thinking about this weekend's games. I think Bengals receiver Jamar Chase will exceed his touchdown projections, and Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs will go higher on his passing touchdowns. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. So download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. You can be next. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and it's going to be harder than ever to get fair treatment on your personal injury claim. If you have been injured through no fault of your own, call me. You need a real lawyer, and that's who we are. We're not some TV and billboard lawyers who don't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 consecutive years, and that's because I try cases and I win cases. We get results for our clients, and we can get results for you. Hagan-law.com.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimix to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947. And their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the Grand Slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
All right, look out. Here we go. I was on this day in 1698. Russia's Peter the Great imposed a tax of 100 rubles on beards, so men would have to be clean-shaven. And now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Much like Pete Davis has said, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves back home and in action at home tonight against the Mariners. The 4-6 Logan Gilbert, a right-hander for Seattle, against the 5-4 Chris Sale. His first appearance in
good.
Truist Park since he's come back from his injury.
Excellent.
The slumping Ronald Acuna Jr. not starting tonight. Jurickson Profar is back from paternity leave. He's leading off. Drake Baldwin catching and batting cleanup, and Ha Seong Kim batting fifth. Jake Fraley in right field. Man, if they were telling people at the beginning of the season that this was the lineup,
I know.
Going, what the hell happened?
I know.
Hawks point guard Trae Young to be the guest picker on ESPN's College Game Day this Saturday or tomorrow as he returns to his Oklahoma roots when the Sooners host Michigan and Norman. Both of them are ranked. So
I'll be there. Good.
Tonight in college football, James Madison at Louisville, Northern Illinois at Maryland, Western Illinois visits Northwestern, and Eastern Washington at Boise State. Tomorrow, San Jose State at Texas as the Longhorns try and rebound. We'll see. If Archie Manning can't throw against San Jose State, then
it's over.
It's a bust.
Yeah.
Okay. East Texas A&M, not to be confused with Texas A&M, visits Florida State. Kennesaw State at Indiana. Troy visits Clemson. Ole Miss at Kentucky. Georgia is hosting Austin Peay.
Really?
Go P.
Thank you.
Number one, Ohio State entertaining Grambling. ETSU at Tennessee. And Gardner-Webb and Grant Field to take on Georgia Tech. So, which is worse?
I don't know. Yowie.
Austin Peay or Gardner-Webb?
Good question.
Right, that's what you do at the beginning of the season. You get these games in.
Yeah.
And you can listen to the Georgia Tech game right here on XTRA 106.3. So look forward to that.
That's a good sign.
What are you eating there? I hear you.
I'm sorry. I got another. This is my cherry flavored Tootsie Roll Pop. I had a blue one earlier.
That cherry right there on my show. All right. Bill Belichick in North Carolina tries to right the ship at Charlotte. Memphis at Georgia State. West Georgia at Nichols. And head coach Clay Helton returns to Southern Cal with his Georgia Southern team. Clay used to coach the Trojans. NFL game tonight. The Chargers face the Chiefs down in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The NFL should not play on Friday nights. It messes with high school football as well as college. That's
I
what
didn't
my
know they had a
opinion is.
Friday night. I didn't even know that. I didn't check my schedule. I'll be damned. What is it? Is it on our same time zone or close? Brazil probably straight down, so it's probably Eastern time. I'll bet you.
Or close.
Or close. Probably within maybe an hour. Yeah.
But there's no reason for NFL to be taking over Friday nights too.
Yeah, it's high school football time.
That's just pure ass greed. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Falcons entertain the Buccaneers this Sunday in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Receiver Darnell Mooney listed as questionable. Both DeMarco Hellams and Jack Nelson are out. They also released wide receiver David Sills from the active roster and safety Grayland Arnold from injured reserve. Sills, if he clears waivers, is likely to be back on the practice squad, and we'll see. Last night, the Eagles held off the Cowboys 24-20 in Philly. Former Georgia player Jalen Carter says he's sorry for spitting on Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott. Carter ejected, didn't even last the first minute. Now, some say a video shows Dak spit at Jalen first, but didn't hit him with it, kind of spit down at the ground.
Yeah, and then he smiled apparently or something, so it may have been just a little thing, or I don't know.
Even without Jalen, the Cowboys still couldn't beat them. Jalen has also apologized to his own team. He put them in a bad position right off the bat there. Yeah. Jason Kelsey had a spiffy comment about the spitting incident, tweeting, "This is the most wild start to an NFL season of all time. First play of the game, one player is carted off, the other ejected. I mean, everyone knows you don't spit, you swallow, obviously."
Bidding dang boom pow. And they just got engaged, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I hope Jason, who is married, did not just get engaged.
Oh, the Jason, the other Kelsey, yeah.
I don't think Travis would have posted that with Taylor right there on his shoulder.
Right there in the show, no.
It's the first game, and already Dallas fans know why the Steelers got rid of former UGA receiver George Pickens. Several folks on social media have pointed out that Pickens lollygagged on a few plays, not even coming close to blocking for his teammates. Plus, he had a stupid penalty called against him. It wasn't a great night for Mr. Pickens. He did have one good catch that I saw.
Yeah, but how can you do this for a living or for your career and your future and not take pride in what you do? You should, it's like, wasn't it Joe DiMaggio said, I hustle every single second because kid may see me for the first time ever or the last time ever?
George Pickens is the absolute opposite of a Joe DiMaggio mindset. George Pickens only cares about George Pickens.
Just,
this is my opinion. We welcome
Yeah.
it. Here's a nugget of joy for you. All-pro running back Derrick Henry of the Ravens has played 9 seasons in the NFL.
Wow.
But he's still 500 yards short of his total rushing yards he got in high school.
Oh, boy, I'll bet he was a force in high school. Derrick Henry in high school?
I'm doing a George Perkins when he's running at me. I'm just, ole.
We had when I was in my high school, there was a guy at I went to prep school. We had a public high school guy who was just like that. He was about 6'2" and 230 and solid as a rock and fast. And nobody wanted to tackle him. Every single linebacker on every other team would just bounce off him. It was brutal.
Lay down in front of him, try and trip him, and try to jump on his back.
Wham.
Yeah. Hall of Fame receiver Michael Irvin says he used to impress women he'd bring back to his crib by intentionally leaving a $1 million uncashed check on his dresser for them to come across.
Well, unfortunately, syntax would be one way.
Well, phrasing there. Sorry about that. The Saints will probably suck this season, so what are they doing to appease their disgruntled fans? Why, increasing the cost of beer in the Superdome. How much do you think you'll pay for a pint of either Coors Light or Miller Lite at a game in New Orleans this season?
A pint at the Superdome in New Orleans, $2.95.
Higher.
$3.14.
Higher.
$5.09.
Higher.
$42 a pint.
14 American
Oh, my
dollars.
God. Are you so...
That's $2
For a
more than just last year for a beer. Yeah. To put this in perspective, a pack of 15 16-ounce Miller Lights costs $25 at the local liquor store, which comes out to $1.66 per beer. So I guess it's that massive transportation cost getting beer delivered all the way to the Superdome.
Well, yeah, you know.
What does it think it is, the airport?
Gee, Williker, that's outrageous.
Appreciates what Arthur Blank's doing here. Another day, another jackass in Flushing, New York. On the heels of CEOs stealing caps from kids as the U.S. Open invokes and a fan trying to steal balls from a player's tennis bag. Now comes video of a young thuggish Mets fan wrestling a baseball out of the hands of an older gentleman during a game against the Marlins August 29th. The thug was then congratulated by his friends for his blatant theft, which was caught on video. Stay classy, Flushing.
Oh, man. And no reaction from social media.
Well, the announcers
other
were
guy
like, give it back to him or something like that.
Well,
but, it's absolutely ridiculous how people act these days. He should be beaten down. The rest of the people there should have beaten him down. That's just my opinion. We welcome you. By the way, this just in. I know it comes as a surprise to everybody who chooses Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers running back, on their fantasy teams. He's already injured.
Is he hurt?
Probably not going to play.
I was going to say,
every year.
And well, it's just his body. I mean, he's not that big, but he's all muscle. But maybe that's the reason is that when you can't absorb stuff from his tendons, I think must be smaller in the joints or something.
Yeah, he's already pulled something.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
the guy, I wouldn't touch that guy with a 10-foot ball. He's fun to watch.
Boy, when he's good, when he's on, he's spectacular to watch. Very, very good player. Too bad.
Today in sports history, September 5th, 2007, unknown at the time, Bob Shepard worked his last game at Yankee Stadium, a task he performed over 4,500 times since becoming the team's PA announcer in 1951.
Oh.
Shepard was 96. Imagine the teams he saw.
Oh, I can.
From 1951, when Mantle was a rookie and coming up. Oh, my gosh, what a game.
Wow.
And in 2006, in a small town in Massachusetts, a Park Square ceremony celebrating the anniversary of the signing of an ordinance that banned baseball from being played in the park. The 1791 bylaw, passed to protect the town's new meeting house windows, is the earliest written reference to baseball. For what Jay has in the box, what town was that?
Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
You are correct, sir. Pittsfield,
They just did a special on the baseball channel about minor league ballparks, and as I tuned in, it's like on a Sunday, and I just turning the TV on while I'm doing something, and they had a special on Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. And it was just, where I watched George Scott and Reggie Scott and all those guys, the minor leaguers coming up for the Boston Red Sox. And later was the Pittsfield Mets. So I got to see.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. My dad was going to buy the team. They were getting rid of the team, and my dad was going to buy it or become one of the investor type things. And then they realized that things would change so much, and I don't think they've had a team there for a long time. I don't even know. They might still. I should know that. I don't know. I haven't been
Wait
back
a minute.
in.
Let's
Pittsfield,
Siri, is there a minor league team in Pittsfield, Massachusetts today?
I found this on the web.
Let's see. They are the home of the Pittsfield Red Sox, I believe.
Oh, they're the Red Sox again. I'll be damned. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Excellent. Well, that's what. Now, do you have some more stuff there? I don't want to interrupt you.
I'm trying to think how old this sucker is. It's an old park.
Oh, it's got to be. It's an old park.
Yeah, 1919.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Actually, the Pittsfield Suns were there up until 2 years ago, so I don't know if they have a team at the moment.
I'll bet they do not, only because Massachusetts has got a lot of problems with poverty and taxes these days. A quick thing. Well, I'll save this a story on how they changed football on this day in 1906. But I will say a salute to Oksana Masters, a double-leg amputee woman who won on this day in 2024 last year her 9th Paralympic gold medal in 3 different sports, 19 total: rowing, cycling, and skiing. She was born in Chernobyl, and her disabilities, no legs, was because of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Her family abandoned her as a baby, and she was adopted by Americans. No 2 legs from the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Carapine Flounder, 5:30. So much more coming up on 106.3 on your Friday. Let her rip. How you doing? Look out.
Did you miss Neil Borts?
I am shocked.
Don't worry. He's live anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Oh, that radio show.
Did traffic cause you to miss some of the Kimmer Show? Get it on the app.
It's all the kids talk about on Monday at school.
With anytime show replays from the Kimmer, Borts, The Morning Extra, Clay and Buck, and so much more. Plus local headlines and breaking news. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
It's Stovall. If you're getting that land blown, replanted, and landscaping stuff, they're your wholesale landscaping supply company for generations now. And by the way, I keep forgetting to mention, if you're putting in an outdoor kitchen or fireplace or concrete injections and stuff like that, Stovall and Company does all that, along with the plants and bushes and trees and flowers and shrubs and stones and boulders and irrigation systems and the whole. Good grief, they can take care of it. They have 11 locations, latest one up there in Canton. And if you don't find it what you're looking for, if they don't have it, they can tell you where to get it, even if they lose the sale. You got to love these people. StovallInc.com.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
Veterans across Braves country are returning to our communities and need a trusted resource to navigate life beyond military service. The Warrior Alliance is expanding our impact and needs your support to change thousands of lives for the better. This is Kelly Kroll, and I'm inviting you to join us for an exciting benefit dinner, followed by an Atlanta Braves private event on Friday, September 12th to support veterans and their families. Special guests include powerful veteran testimonies and 5-time All-Star Andrew Jones. Tickets are on sale now at thewarrioralliance.org.
According to the Department of Energy, power outages could increase 10,000% over the next few years. American families are left in the dark for hours, days, or longer. Extended outages like that aren't just inconvenient, they're deadly. That's why My Patriot Supply, America's most trusted preparedness company, created the Grid Doctor 3300, a solar-powered backup generator. It delivers 3,300 watts of power, enough to run almost anything in your home. It's portable, whisper quiet, and safe to use indoors. And right now, when you order a Grid Doctor 3300 at mypatriotsupply.com, you'll get a free expansion battery, which doubles your power capacity absolutely free. Get peace of mind before the next outage hits your home and save over $1,200. But this is a limited time offer, so to get your solar generator and free expansion battery, go to mypatriotsupply.com today. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
The older I get, the more I think about trust. I think about the people in my life who have my trust and earned my trust, and the trust that I have placed in some people who I later learned abused that trust. I know we're alike in that way. We don't trust a lot of people anymore. It's like we're all Ronald Reagan, trust but always verify to make sure we're not making a mistake. I find it a little exhausting, quite honestly, and that's why I started realestateagentsitrust.com. I didn't have good experiences with buying and selling my homes, so we built Real Estate Agents I Trust to introduce you to one of the thousands of agents all over the country that we work with that we have verified that they will help you have the most successful and good real estate transaction possible. Our network agents share our sensibilities, have great track records, are good and decent people, and I trust them to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're moving across town or across the country, visit realestateagentsitrust.com. The name says it all, realestateagentsitrust.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Promises made, promises kept. The president is making the economy great again. He's securing the border for America's safety, and the mainstream media still wants to tear him down.
The media wants Donald Trump to fail. That's their goal. That's how they'll report his progress.
But we know the truth, and we give you the perspective that other stations won't. Atlanta's only conservative voice is XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Bubby, go ahead, do the Doors.
That's right. We skipped one.
The Doors. It was on this day, 1968, the first ever visit to the British Isles. The Doors appeared on Top of the Pops. They performed Hello, I Love You live on the TV show. First time in Britain. 1968, The Doors. Well, there you go. A couple of birthdays include sports birthday, Pete Davis. Billy Kilmer is 86 years old today. Billy Kilmer is in both college and professional football Hall of Fame, 86 years old. And
Washington?
Yes, that's right. And now, was he the what was he known for? The fluttering passes like a duck, or was that, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he helped George Allen and his team with Sonny Jurgensen get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. Pete Davis on this day in 1979, Olympic silver medalist Ann Myers became the first woman to sign a contract with an NBA team. Ann Myers, 1979, she tried out for the Indiana Pacers, but they cut her before she could actually make the squad. And let's see, a couple of quick things here. On this day, 1906, St. Louis University's Bradbury Robinson throws the first legal forward pass in football. It was a forward pass incomplete, resulted in a turnover according to the rules in 1906. In other words, if you didn't catch the pass, the other team got the ball. Boy, wouldn't that be? How would that be? Holy moly. You would really have to have safe receiver concepts to be able. Think how cool that would be, though. It's almost like
The game will
volleyball.
last forever.
Yeah, in volleyball, you if you miss one, then the other team gets it, and you start counting over again. Or so I forgot, the scoring. Anyway, whatever. All right, back to the actual thing here. He did complete a 20-yard pass to a guy named Jack Schneider later in the game. The illegal forward pass had been tried as early as 1876, but this was the first legal one in American football. It remained a seldom used play until the first Army Notre Dame football game, where Charlie Dores and receiver Newt Rockne were able to use a forward pass to counteract Army's big size advantage. Receivers would come to a stop and then wait for the ball, but this guy passed to Newt Rockne while Rockne was in full stride. American football would never be the same. Think about it. The receivers would go somewhere and then stop waiting for the guy to throw it to him. They didn't think about just keep running. And then finally Newt Rockne did, and he said, oh, my God, what a great idea. I mean, isn't that ridiculous? I mean, what a start to things. It changed everything, obviously. Let's see, one more. Rome Olympics 1960, boxer Cassius Clay defeated Zbigniew Perluska-Fruskoflaskov of Poland to win the light heavyweight gold medal, and Wilma Rudolph won the second of her 3 gold medals in the 200-meter sprint in 1960. There you go. Anyway, Carapete and Flounder. What's this about finding the lost city of Atlantis? I haven't.
Off Spain, which I've heard before. There was some place off Spain they were looking at.
And is this like from underwater earthquakes that revealed something under the sea, or where is it part of the? I mean, where are they saying what it is, or how are they describing it?
I haven't read all of it. It's a Daily Mail story if someone wants to look at it. But yeah, it's supposedly off sea. I've seen TV things before where they think it was off there because Plato said it was off the 2 Pillars of Hercules, which is right there between Spain and Morocco. So they thought maybe it was just outside of that.
And is it? You think it was such a thing? The lost city of Atlantis. And what was it?
There's something, and they think there's a place in North Africa on the west coast. They think fits the description. So I don't.
And what was famous about the lost city of Atlantis? What was the reason it's become such a thing?
It was an advanced civilization, better than anything we had at the time.
Was this a UFO thing, where stranger creature things at all ever? Because some of those, like Aztecs, civilizations with all their drawings on the cave of space creatures and stuff, we're thinking that some of those
they literally have astronauts carved into their stone.
I mean,
flying machines.
Flying people, yeah, right. Okay, now wait a minute. And they're like 2,000 years old, so I mean, really.
And they all worship the same serpent feather god around the world.
Yeah, wow. Let's see, 541. Holy cow. A quick thing, just a reminder, you're going to be, maybe you saw some coverage of President Joe Slimebag child molester, the traitor Biden, walking around with a bandage on his head after he had surgery because he has some kind of skin cancer. For the record, I hope he lives another 50 years. I do not hope he dies soon. I hope he lives a long time so we can continue trying to embarrass him and humiliate him and make sure the whole world understands he was one of the worst individuals ever to hold public office in the United States of America. And the people who covered up his duplicity and his treason to his country, letting in millions and millions of illegals so they could pad the book. I mean, this is outrageous, what he did to this country, and now he's got a bandage on his head. Do not feel sorry for this man. He's not a sweet old bumbling foul-filer just, trying to be a grandpa. Screw him. He's a disaster and a disgrace, and he ought to be in prison. And I hope he lives a long time so he finally spend the last of his 20 years left in his life in jail. Slime bag. And now, in fact, this White House lawyers, another story we didn't get to. I'm running out of time. Don't have time to do it. The DOJ lawyers say, oh, my God, he didn't do any of the auto pen stuff. He didn't know what he was doing. He apparently orally said, yeah, take care of those commutations for the inmates for crack cocaine because they were kind of unfairly treated. And so somebody else decided, who gets what and who gets what. So my question is, how are we supposed to know whether some lawyer went to the guy running the auto pen and said, well, since Biden's at the beach, you can get the auto pen and I'll give you $50,000 to put my client's name on the list. We don't know what happened in there. In fact, they mentioned this guy, Dixon, Deputy White House Counsel Taisha Dixon, one of the email recipients, said, what do we do? She wanted advice on how to consent by the president before she authorized a mechanical signature, because she said, I need to know what's going on here. Did he actually specify this stuff or not when they're ready? Well, I don't know. And she said, and she got a reply saying, well, he does not review the warrants. He does not review the warrants. Biden didn't do these. And also, they were done outside his working schedule. There are times that they were done when he wasn't there. I mean, come on, you're killing me here. This is, and that's his own counsel. Have the emails. The Congress has the emails. Lordy. All right, 543. Can repeat and flounder. Also, just a question. A story in Minnesota. A Minnesota father was convicted of murdering an elderly woman and spent 27 years in prison. And then just the other day, the star witness against him, a woman who was in the house during the murder, was a drug house, and the guy who was convicted was there in the drug house. So he had nothing to do with any kind of a crime other than using drugs. This was again in 1991 or something. And the other woman who was in there said he did it. Everybody got him to say he did it. Well, he didn't do it. And now this woman said, after all these years, I've got to come true. She's now been locked up in Georgia for an aggravated assault case. And she said, I'm taking responsibilities for the innocent lives that have been destroyed because of me. I can't any longer let an innocent man sitting in prison for a crime he didn't commit. 27 years. He was innocent. Now, a couple of questions. Could you forgive that person?
Go.
I mean, seriously, could you go on with a normal life? Could you say, boy, I'm glad out. Now it's time to start over and, and not think about it kind of. I don't know how I could. 27 years in prison for murder you didn't do. Now, the other question is, would you try to do anything about it? And should this woman now be charged? And she, by the way, the woman who lied is going to get out of prison. Hold on a second. She's going to be released from prison on unrelated charges in 4 years, and she has not been charged in relation to the murder that she lied about. Now, should she be charged with not only perjury, but, God knows, interfering with a prosecution or government interference, whatever, for the rest of her miserable life? Should she ever see freedom ever again for what she did to that 27-year prison con man?
No.
Seems pretty simple to me. And if she gets out, I wonder what I would have done. If she gets out in 4 years and I'm still alive after she put me in prison for 27 years... maybe you see her at night in a crosswalk might be a little iffy on the result of that one or something. I mean, seriously, how could you, oh man. All right, quarter six, and we're going Spinal Tap. We're going to talk Spinal Tap. It's going to 12. This one goes to 11, Yes, it goes to 11. Look out.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the XTRA 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Here today with Evan Ward from Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know you've been quite busy in the office these days. So let's talk about some of the things folks are calling you most about here lately.
Well, Kevin, the biggest thing people are really talking about right now is retirement. And I look at retirement as a journey, not a destination. The goal of almost everybody out there is to grow and preserve a tax-efficient portfolio so they can actually enjoy their retirement. And that's why I partnered with Market Guard. I get a lot of the same questions. Evan, when do I sell? When do I hold? And if I've sold, when do I get back into the market? In my opinion, that's market timing. And in my experience, market timing, it can be quite confusing. And we have to look at it and allow the math to do the work.
Everybody has a different appetite for risk. So where does Market Guard fit in?
Well, if you want asset preservation and you don't want it to go down due to market volatility, we have portfolios that are designed for this. But if you want to participate in those larger markets, Market Guard can also offer more stock and aggressive portfolios for those that are looking for that kind of strategy. And here's what I propose for our listeners today. For the next 10 callers, we're going to do a Market Guard portfolio comparison, side by side with what you're currently doing, and we'll show you how your 401k and other investments are doing. And we'll make recommendations, and then you can see the difference between Market Guard and what it can do for your portfolio. After that, you decide if you want us to do a complete retirement plan. So give us a call today at 678-736-7799 and ask for your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison.
Again, call Evan Ward with Atlas Retirement. That number, folks, 678-736-7799, and you can pick up your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schuman Farms sweet onions. Schuman Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schuman Farms has you covered. Look for Schuman Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schuman Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage, we do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Kimmer here. You know, there's a lot of companies out there talking about windows and siding. Well, let me narrow the list for you. Peach State Windows. I first worked with Jeff, the owner, and his wife 25 years ago. Family business, top-grade, energy-efficient windows, custom fit perfectly, deals on siding. Oh, my, like I had Hardy Plank to be just right for your home. Peach State Windows, but so much more. Roof issues? No problem. How about entry doors? Yep, their pros make those just right, too. Financing, no money down, 770-485-8011 or peachstatewindows.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's here to tell you about a new, stress-free, and completely transparent way to purchase your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. It's with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, traditionally, I've been a payment buyer. How do you work with that type of buyer?
I have people that come in all the time and they want to spend $20,000. Okay, if their payments are $400 on $20,000, they don't realize without the doc fees, without all this other stuff, we can put them in a 22 or 23 model car and we can spend a little bit more money and have the same payment. So if you're a payment buyer, don't come in here just saying, I want to spend $20,000, because we can sit there and help you and we can put you in a newer car with lesser miles at a payment you need.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
It's the animals. This group was huge for a while. This is the year I graduated from prep school, 1964. The Animals were enormous hits. Bum Bum Where? The House of the Rising Sun. 3 weeks at number 1, 1964. When first released, the record company printed the time of the song on the record as 3 minutes, feeling that the actual time of 4 minutes would never get it played on the radio. In fact, even in 1964, 3 minutes was basically unheard of. Most rock and roll songs on the radio were 1:40 or maybe 2:10. That's it. But I remember when The Boxer, for example, came out, and they were afraid. That was 1970 or 69 or 8 or whatever. Anyway, so things are different now. That's the Animals. Kimmer Pete and Flounder, how's it going? Birthdays include William Devane. William Devane is 86. He was a president on 24, the flight director in Space Cowboys, president in Dark Knight Rises. Your grandparents know him as Greg Sumner on Knots Landing. He was also on those TV ads for the gold and silver stuff. William Devane. Carice Van Houten is 49. You don't know the name, maybe. She was the witch who lived forever on the Game of Thrones. That brunette woman who was really witchy and weird. Al Stewart, the singer's 80. Kathy Geiswhite, the cartoonist Kathy, is 75 today, for the record. And a quick thing on this day in history. The tail hook scandal. On this day in 1991, Navy and Marine Corps officers and defense contractors were pretty naughty at the Tailhook Symposium in Las Vegas. It's a private organization sponsoring a reunion of Marine and Navy flyers, began in the 50s. A lieutenant lady named Paula Coughlin claimed on ABC that in the 1991 convention Tailhook, she was forced to pass through a gauntlet of officers who groped her and made awful comments. Other women said the same thing happened to them. As an admiral acknowledged her report, noted behavior was natural consequence of getting naval aviators drunk. What do you expect? They're Navy flyers. She filed charges. Her case moved slowly. She went public. There was a 7-month investigation. They uncovered 140 cases of misconduct involving 90 female victims. They maintained the allegations were true. Defenders said, you're overreacting. Let's see. There were 56 participants in the gauntlet. 6 obstructed the investigations. The Secretary of the Navy resigned. People were resigning earlier. 14 career admirals and nearly 300 Navy flyers were ended their careers by the scandal. And anyway, so everything changed. They don't do a tail hook anymore, for the record there. 5:54 already. Holy cow. In 2 minutes, Flounder, we got one last Flounder's funny. But in the meantime, there's the new Spinal Tap 2 is coming out on September 12th. And there's a documentary now. They talked to this guy, Peter Smockler, who was a camera operator on one documentary. And Rob Reiner came to him and said, we want you to shoot our show Spinal Tap. And they've gotten together and talked about how they shot it. And here's what happened. When they shot it and went at the box office, it was a bomb. It was horrible. Nobody liked it. But the rock stars were going nuts. Ozzy Osbourne said, this is Spinal Tap. It was way too close to real life. I wasn't laughing. It was farking real, man. It was a documentary, not freaking funny, man. It's real. That's what it's like. Steven Tyler was offended. He said, that bummed me out. I thought, how dare they? This is real, and they're mocking us. And, of course, they weren't wrong. In 1970s, Guest, Christopher Guest, was at a Greenwich Village guitar shop when a well-known British rocker came into the shop, and he looked like he was hammered and drunk. He was wearing leather pants. This is in 1970s. There was a noticeable bulge in there, basically a baguette. And when he went to leave, the bulge had migrated down to his ankle. So he had stuffed something in his pants when he went in to get a guitar at the guitar shop. And so that's for the kind of thing they put in when he went through the airport and stuff. The promoter guy, Artie Fufkin, played by Paul Schaefer, actually was based on a guy who set them up for a concert. Nobody showed, and he said, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Please do me a favor. Kick my ass. I want you to kick my ass. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Please kick my ass. And that was a true story from when he went to a show and the guy blew the whole thing. Anyway, the Spinal Tap 2 is coming out soon, and I won't go to the movie to see it, but when it's on TV, I'm definitely going to see it. And some of the guys are back, I guess. I don't know. I thought that was a very funny movie. All right, 5:56. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. Boys, any special weekend plans last minute or anything? Mrs. Flounder, tell you what you're doing after all, Flounder? Working on the yard, I know, in the mailbox.
Not sure. Our next door neighbor went into labor this morning, so we're going to be helping with their dog and stuff like that.
That'll be fun.
There you go.
And Pete Davis, watching football and scouting through the wildlands, I'm guessing, at some point, probably.
Enjoying the outdoors and indoors.
There you go. All right, boys and girls, we got one more Flounder's Funny here before we here it is now.
My father was talking to me. He was eating a cookie, and he dropped it by mistake, stepped on it, peeled it off the bottom of his shoe.
Oh, no.
And ate it.
God.
Right in front of me. I was like, what are you doing? He looks at me like a toddler who knows he's in trouble but doesn't know why. Like, no shoe cookies. No shoe cookies. Why are you eating a shoe cookie right now? Is it that? No, come on, I beat it. 5-second rule, I beat it. It's not how it works. If you drop a cookie in the toilet, you don't get to eat it if you're quick about it. I love them to death. And look, I know it's a complicated relationship. If you're lucky enough to still have your parents around, it's a blessing. But I know you feel guilty a lot of the times because sometimes they call, you don't pick up. Then when you do pick up, you get impatient with it because they can't use the phone. You say something mean before you hang up. I know you feel guilty a lot of the times, but don't. Because I got news for you. They're not saying great things about you either. I guarantee you my father was in the guest room at night. We got to get the hell out of here. Mr. Big Shot won't let me eat shoe cookies. Who the hell does he think he is? I got you one, by the way.
That's Tom Papa right there.
Tom Papa right there. I'll be damned. Let's see. Donald Trump is gloating over a big, fat, disgusting Jerry Poopy Pants Nadler deciding to quit politics, calling him a pathetic lightweight, one of the most disgusting congressmen in history. And it's true. He poops his pants all the time. That's why he takes those teeny little steps like he's trying to make sure nothing bad happens. And the famous stories are when they used to have meetings, the other Congress people, you've seen pictures of this, when everybody around him is wearing a mask, it's not because of COVID. It's because he stinks. He smells because he goes to the bathroom in his pants all the time. That's why he takes little teeny steps. It's a true story. He's the stinkiest member in the history of Congress. And they all wear masks around him. And finally, he's leaving. And they're all very, very grateful. Well, boys, have a great weekend. And hoorah, God bless America. I got to go. You're killing me. Christine, sing me home, baby. It's going to be just fine. Hoorah. Look out. Here we go. Go Braves. Look out, Herb and Herb.
Foam. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the XTRA app.